October 9th at Pure Casino. Pure entertainment, pure action, and pure imagination.
Sports 1440. Radio station CKJR broadcasts from West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.
Download the free Stingray music app and listen wherever you go.
Oiler insider and Jersey aficionado.
Third in rushing yardage a year ago, James Butler. The second down and 3.
Jamal Peters, 82 yards into the end zone for a Lions touchdown.
60% talent, 40% Swedish hair cream.
Vladdy rips one deep left field. And caught. Welcome back. It's 1-0 Blue Jays in the first inning.
It's all gas, no brakes.
3rd and 5 for the Edmonton Elks. They can have a little spring fire here, get into the end zone, and tie things up. Get the first half. Pajerno over the middle, wide open, taking a seat and taking the score. That's Joshua Cephas.
Presented by Bet365. Alberta, we're here to stay.
The Tom Gazzola Show on Edmonton Sports Leader, Sports 1440.
Welcome to the new week. Happy Monday. Welcome to the Tom Gazzola Show, brought to you by Bet365. Tom, Eddie Steele, Brandon Douglas, Donovan Paulson, ready to rock and roll on another wonderful day. Hopefully, it's a good one for everyone out there. Of course, Bet365. Canada just hit the biggest home run of the summer. Bet365, available in Alberta, and it's here to stay. Download the app. Must be 18 plus to play. Please play responsibly. If you're watching over on YouTube, hit the thumbs up, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And then if you're listening on the dial, maybe you're listening on iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, maybe you're listening on a podcast version of the show later on. We appreciate it. And if you want to jump into the conversation, text us, 1-833-401-1440. We're going to have a fun show today. Low Tide will stop by. We'll talk to Spec. We'll talk football with Tyrell Ford. And Luke Easterling will dip in for a little NFL discussion. Good morning, Eddie. How are you, sir?
G, how you doing, baby?
I'm okay.
Fresh start. Oh, just okay.
I'm
A little
okay.
sleepy, huh?
Yeah,
Tommy's
yeah.
a little tired.
Yeah, we were busy this weekend.
Yeah, what were you up to?
I ended up at Kerry West with Belzy
Oh,
at the parade, which was great. My
Nice.
first one.
yeah.
And then met up with friends Friday. And then yesterday just golfed with my dad and brother and went and had dinner with my we went to my parents' place and my mom made dinner. It was great.
Nice.
It was good.
Where'd you shoot it at yesterday?
Oh, it was Fort and View.
Oh, yeah.
It
That's
was
where Pops works at.
Yeah, he's one of the starters out there, but there's so much water. I mean, I know every course. We talked to Gary Meyer last week. Like every course is
Soaked.
swamped.
Yeah. Fairways that are just, I like to just say, oh, I'm hitting it chunky. Because the fairways are so wet out there, man.
It was tough. Like there were moments where you'd think you put it down the middle of the fairway and it would end up in a thick part of the grass, or actually saw one ball was like, it was so soft on the fairway. It just like embedded itself in there. And you're like, oh my goodness.
Little crater. Like you would hit a green normally.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
How was Kerry West? Was that nice down there?
It was cool.
Did you
I
get any
liked
food
it.
or anything?
Good vibe. Well, we just did the parade.
Oh,
Just did
okay.
the parade. So I thought it was
So
great.
you were in the parade?
No. I was observing
You're
the parade.
you're taking part.
Put me in the parade.
I was gonna say, Belzy, I get it.
Oh,
but
Belzy,
with Tommy,
Belzy was feeling it.
Hey, Duke, Tommy at the front of a parade float in
Like,
Kerry
look at this
West.
white
It'd be funny.
Yeah. Hey, I would do it, but it wouldn't fit. I don't think.
Fair enough.
But hey, it was a good vibe, and the day was beautiful. And then watch the football game. Tough go, but we'll discuss. Tyrell Ford will be on later, and then obviously you have an opinion on what we saw. But tough sled. How was your weekend, Eddie? What did you do?
Yeah, it was a good weekend, TG. You know, for the most part, laid low. We're leaving to Winnipeg first thing tomorrow morning. So,
right.
yeah, just prepping, getting the kids right. Lots of bike rides, man. I take the kids on big bike rides pretty much every day. So we probably over the weekend put on easy 50 kilometers.
That's good.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So we do some big ones. Like we'll do a 20K, and
Yeah.
my little 6-year-old daughter, she'll dust it off like nothing. I feel bad because dad's a little gas. So I can only imagine her little legs and her bike tires, right? It's
So you
having
have
to go
big
like
bike-
triple. I have a big bike,
Yeah.
but she's, hers is small.
Mhm.
So everything that I do is like double, triple essentially for her.
She's a trooper.
Oh, she's a little savage,
Love it.
little Sophia.
Nice.
Yeah,
I
man.
like it.
She's my athlete. She's
She's your
definitely,
athlete?
yeah, she's the athlete.
What is she in?
Dance.
Oh.
Yeah, she's in dance, and she'll probably get into sports later in life, but gymnastics, she's already done
Mhm.
that too. But yeah, my boy, he's more on the artsy side of things,
Okay.
music and drawing. My daughter, you can tell she's got that little steel in her.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Feisty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about like dance parents and gymnastics parents because I heard, how we talk about hockey parents?
Yes, it's a real thing.
And-
I mean, this was my first year experiencing the actual dance, and David Schlemko's
Mhm.
daughters, they dance as well. So I got to relate with him a little bit, and man, that dance it's a different beast out there,
Intense,
man.
huh?
Yeah, and just as a father, man, if you're not used to it, seeing the way these little girls are dancing around out there, man, I'm used to seeing girls dance like that in a different type of setting, not my daughter.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear
So
you.
it's a little bit of an adjustment. And Schlemmer said that all dads go through it. He went through it
Wow.
too, seeing those girls up there dancing, but it's part of what they teach them, man. That's
Yeah.
the curriculum.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Let's see how Brando's doing. His eyes, he had tired eyes this morning.
Oh, they're tired eyes. Tom.
There you go.
Whoa, dude. Whoa. Wake up, baby.
No, we're awake. It's just it was a long weekend, and the return home yesterday. That drive is always the worst part. 2 hours, 2+ actually from El Norris, not even from Delbert, and then traffic on the highway was so bad too. So you're doing like 90K on the QE2 for
So
basically
frustrating.
basically from like Pigeon Lake all the way into the city, and it just makes it that much worse. So you return home, you try and play catch up pretty quick once you get back, and a full night's sleep was definitely on my docket last night.
So Duke, may I ask, how did the tournament go? How did you guys seed? How did you party? How was it?
The party was standard, very good. The games themselves, we didn't start very well. We lost our first couple, so then come Sunday, we won our final game Saturday afternoon, and then won both games on Sunday. So we won the D, technically.
Okay.
That's how it shakes down. So, and our prize was a nice big full box of silver bullets. That was our prizing. Yeah, great weekend. It's a chance I get to see some of these people really only once or twice a year. A lot of the group from back home. So have a few drinks, share a few laughs, tell some old stories, hit a few balls around, and do it all over again next year.
And
Do
here
it
you
all
are.
over. And here I am, made it back. Unlike the other member of our team from our weekend escapades. So
So do tell there, because I noticed we have was this unscheduled to have Donnie in here, or was it planned?
I didn't know until Donovan walked in the room this morning.
This was very much unscheduled. I had to shoot a text yesterday and, make sure that things were all going to be okay this morning. And, now they're okay.
Good instinct.
You had to shoot the text.
I did shoot the text.
Boy,
Yes.
we'll save this for off air.
You are disappointed.
That is disappointing.
I just take it as is. I'm smiling from ear to ear because Donno's in a good mood.
Yeah,
Like, he's
I am in a good
here.
mood. I got to saw Spider-Man. I got to see Spider-Man over the weekend. I did my my rookie draft for Dynasty Fantasy Football. So I had a nice fun weekend with the fellas of, having a couple pops and having some football mixed in. Obviously,
Donnie's
watching
out here
the
living
Elks.
his best
Just-
life.
It was a good weekend. What can
Oh,
I
yeah.
say?
He is. Toronto last weekend,
That's
this
right.
weekend with the boys, chilling with the fellas.
Yeah,
Living, Donnie.
no strings.
Must be nice.
It must be nice. A little bit jealous.
It is nice, fellas. It is nice.
Oh,
And
good.
that Spider-Man movie, Tommy, it does live up to the hype.
Yes, like it. Thank you. See, I appreciate that. Now, Fenny and Brando they have they watch with what would it be? Your eye is,
Slanted.
well,
ouch.
a keen eye, but like you guys
No,
observe
I
and
thought it was a good movie. I
Yeah.
didn't think it was unreal. Like it didn't knock my socks off. I thought it was just a good movie.
I loved it.
But,
That's crazy.
But
I mean,
that's a lot of me with film and even TV shows. It's pretty much binary. Like is it good or is it not? Like, they only exist in two camps for me. Would I watch it again? Yes. Would I not watch it again? Then it's a bad movie. So I don't have this real critical
eye. That's what I was trying to think of.
Assessment of anything because I don't know anything about movies or the analysis of film. I'm just watching it. Was I entertained? Yes.
Yeah.
There were some parts of it that I didn't love, but overall it was a good movie.
It put a smile on my face successfully for about 2 hours.
Yeah.
It's 2 hours and 25-minute runtime.
I enjoyed it thoroughly. All the plights of Peter Parker. Are you a Spider-Man guy?
I'm a movie guy. I'm a popcorn guy, Tom.
Okay.
So I'm there for the popcorn.
Okay, you're relaxing, you're chilling.
Yeah.
Okay. I very much like. I'm a big time into Spider-Man. I don't know, just all three different variations of Spider-Man that they've done in the last 25 years. I like them all.
Is that your favorite superhero? I'm Batman over Spider-Man.
I love Batman, but which Batman are you?
Christian Bale, dog.
Really? I like Michael Keaton.
No, I'm Christian Bale. That trilogy.
It was badass.
Oh, I'll run through a wall, man.
Yeah, that was good stuff.
Yeah.
It was really good. I mean, the George Clooney one was a little far-fetched. Val Kilmer was okay. I like, when they did The Flash and they brought Michael Keaton back. I really liked that.
That was good. That was good.
To me, it was more of a Batman movie than anything.
I feel you on that.
Yeah. Anyway, so there's that. All right, Eddie. Well, what about this football game on Saturday?
Oh boy, what about it, huh, Tommy G?
You tell me, because I was watching. I was among friends after the parade, and I was just kind of watching. I had a cold one in my hand, and we were chatting, and I'd look up, and it looked okay for the first half. It looked like the Elks were going toe to toe with the Owls, and then just in the second half, I looked up, and I'm like, oh, this is going the wrong way for them.
Belt to booty in the second half. That's what the Owls did to them, unfortunately. First half was very competitive, and I want to open this up to all the listeners. I want you to text in or comment in on YouTube, and just because I'm reading and seeing a lot of commentary in terms of Coach Killam and his decision-making going into half to not go for it on 3rd and 1 and settled to kick the 3, which made the score 21-17. Now, Montreal gets the ball back with, I want to say 15 seconds, Tommy G. They hit a huge play.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, they end up kicking a field goal going into half. It's 24-17. And I'm seeing a lot of blame placed on Coach Killam. Rightfully so. 3rd and 1. You got to clearly trust the big boys enough to get that first down. They had gambled for it on 3rd and longer earlier in the game and actually converted it on a touchdown. So, it's interesting that you go for it in 3rd and 4, but you don't on 3rd and 1. So he clearly shows that he's not trusting in the big boys to go and get that yard. But it's really not on Coach Killam, because I get the decision-making to be down 21-17 going into half, and you get the ball back in the second half. My biggest issue, it's with the defense. You cannot give up that big play right before the half to allow Montreal with 15 seconds left to, in one play, go 50 yards and then boot the field goal to go up 24-17, which nullified your field goal that you just got. So it's not a Coach Killam decision-making thing. That's the defense totally spitting the bit, essentially, in, screwing it over for the team going into half and taking those points off of the board that they had to earn on offense.
The defense in general has been pretty good this year, but they have had moments where they've gotten beat. So I don't know, but there was also times too, like Terrell Ford had a couple of
some
picks, right?
Like a couple of great picks, and he'll be in the running for Defensive Player of the Year, Tommy.
He's having a great season.
Yeah, he will.
Yeah, he's going to join us later today on the show too, which is great. But was it, Eddie, in your opinion, Montreal just flexing on Edmonton
in the second half? Without a question, in the second half, Montreal showed why they are the best team in the league.
Yeah,
and that there is a level to it. Initially, you could have made the argument Saskatchewan, Edmonton, Montreal could have been 1A, 1B, 1C. No, Montreal's 1. Then there's a whole nother class underneath of them.
Yeah.
And there's a reason that they are 8-1. There's a reason you barely beat Montreal earlier in the year. It took OT. It took a favorable touch out of bounds call by the officials.
Bad conditions with incredible
rainy conditions. Yeah, you would know.
Oh,
you would know.
This shoe was soaked for like a week.
Yeah, exactly.
It's dry.
So, yeah, Montreal is the best team. And they're led by Jason Moss. And I love seeing how Jason Moss has really transformed himself. I was a player under him in his first year as a head coach in 2016. We all know his antics. He was a firecracker on the sideline, losing his temper, like getting crazy out there, talking crazy to the players, officials, throwing things. He has matured.
Breaking microphones.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And he has matured. We know that over the years, especially up until that Grey Cup win that he had a couple years ago. But he's taken it even a step further.
Yeah.
And you're seeing that team embrace and embody everything that he is. He is fiery. He is feisty. He is a hard worker, a grinder.
Yeah.
And you see Montreal embody that. And then defensively, man, they're physical.
Yeah.
They are so physical. And I said last week, someone's going to walk out of this game in a body bag. And usually we're seeing Edmonton lay the boom on teams. This week, offensively and defensively, Montreal took it to them. And that second half really showed it.
Isn't it crazy, Alexander? Just the one loss outside of the Grey Cup game.
It's insane.
Right? And it happened here. And it was, like, again, the circumstances that you pointed out. The way they were, I mean, there was some trickery. They tried some of those trick plays. It didn't work out. And the one where Ford picked it off. But, like, to me, they just look like they're oozing with confidence.
They are, Tom. And these receivers, you know where it's coming. They're a four-headed monster.
Yeah.
Right? They have Tice, the running back. They have Philpott. And then Sneed, the other receiver.
Because he's tight with Alexander.
Yeah.
They're like the roommates. And that Tice, man, like he's got swagger.
He does.
He's got swagger.
He's physical.
Yeah.
He runs that
He's
rock
not the
hard.
biggest guy, but he's
No,
got swag.
Yeah, man. He does have some swag. And he's got that. You know, we've seen him in interviews and he answers kind of stoically.
He did that to me.
Yeah.
I'm like, who is this guy?
Yeah. Like he doesn't throw a
ton.
ton out there,
Yeah.
right? He's not word salading it.
He's like, I'm just playing football.
Yeah.
He's like, it's
man.
just football, man.
I just want to be an Alouette. I want to represent the Alouette.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He's got that. I remember Claire Hanna interviewed him a few games after we had him here. And I'm like, what's this guy's deal? And she's like, yeah, he's just like that. I'm like, yeah, I know. But great player.
And then Philpott, right?
Oh.
Like I said, you had to try and limit him. I don't know if holding him to 130 yards is limiting him, but then 3 touchdowns pretty much could have accounted for 4 touchdowns because he got that late pass interference in the end zone, which brings the ball to the goal line. They score on that. So, man, this dude is a beast. But
what a season.
What a season. The one that killed them, though, is Sneed. Sneed, I think, throughout the game, and Deck and I talked about this on Elks Nation. Sneed was the backbreaker. Sneed was the one who had the big play before half. Sneed had the big play coming out of the second half, the big bomb. He was the one I felt that did more damage actually throughout the game than Philpott. Philpott had his moments, but he wasn't chewing you up and down the field. Sneed killed the double E.
Four-headed monster, as you put it. This Alouettes team humming, firing on all cylinders, however you want to describe it. A couple of texts before we go to break. We have Low Tide going to be joining us in a few minutes here. Vincenzo says, take the points there, and you have to get one stop on D, not give up a chunk play. He's referencing what you were talking about. And then Brian says, 1, I would have liked to see them go for that they have had huge problems converting 3rd and 1, but they have had huge problems converting 3rd and 1. And then 2, more importantly, the defense really ruined that with what they gave up after that. And that kind of summed that up as well. And then Brian, we're hearing from Brian Desjardins. Hello, Brian. It says Coach Killam took the points because he trusts his team. He doesn't need to be Riverboat Gambler to win a game. If this was Ottawa, he would have had to. Yeah.
Fair. And that's right. I totally believe he made the right call because it was tight in the first half. If we told you guys this going into the game on Friday's show, you're down at half 21-17 to Montreal and you get the ball back at half.
I like your
I'll
chances.
take that any day.
Yeah.
It's the defense. You can't let him get that 53-yard bomb before half.
Alouettes are good, man. Alouettes are real good. All right, we're going to discuss more with Low Tide. We're off and running. Monday edition of the Gazzola Show, presented by Bet365.
What if you could hire motivated, safety-trained youth with no risk and funding to support you? At Careers the Next Generation, we make hiring easy with funded internships across Alberta in trades, IT, forestry, and more. Interns are WCB covered, complete high school accredited safety trained, and arrive ready to contribute from day one. With 42% of RAP students completing their apprenticeship by age 22, you get skilled workers faster. Spots are filling up. Visit careersnextgen.ca today.
Don't let rookies scratch your custom wheels. Evolve Wheels and Tires uses premium touchless equipment designed to protect your wheel and tire investment. Trust the enthusiasts at Evolve Wheels and Tires, Edmonton's premium wheel specialists. Evolve your ride. Evolve your experience.
Sleep is for the off-season. What off-season? Sports 1440 is live, loud, and locked 24/7. Oilers, Elks, Riverhawks, Stingers, Oil Kings. We've got your fix. Edmonton's home for sports. is Sports 1440.
This summer, cheer on your favorite teams at Sully's Sports Bar and Lounge. Never a bad seat in the house with tons of big screens. Plus, Sully's Big League menu has it all. Small bites and big bites, game day food and drink features, something for everyone. From the gridiron to the diamond, this is the place to catch all the action all summer long. Sully's Sports Bar and Lounge at all 3 Century Casino locations, Edmonton, St. Albert, and Century Mile.
Every day is game day at Century Casino.
Bashaw Concrete Products. From concrete and septic tanks to blocks, precast water pads, Jersey barriers, and aggregates. Farmers, contractors, homeowners. Plan your next project at BashawConcrete.com. Family owned, over 60 years pouring. Bashaw Concrete Products. Once again, start here. BashawConcrete.com.
The Tom Gazzola Show
on Edmonton's sports leader.
Sports 1440.
Presented by Bet365. Alberta, we are here to stay.
Good morning. You're listening to the Tom Gazzola Show right here on Sports 1440. Text us 1-833-401-1440. Eddie Steele, Brandon Douglas, Donovan Paulson with you. And so is Low Tide. Low Tide joining us now as we go across the sporting world. And good morning, Tide. How are you, sir? How was your weekend?
It was very good. It was a very fun sporting weekend. I realized that today that I think we're like a month away from the NFL, and we're like a month away from Oilers training camp. So we're I love summer. I love fall even more. But and of course the CFL is wild and woolly. I mean the BC win on the weekend and the Elks loss and the Rough Riders win just makes the Western, it always is the most interesting, but it's fascinating right now.
Yeah.
It is fascinating. What'd you think of that Double E game against Montreal over the weekend on Saturday there, Low Tide?
Well, it just felt like, the offenses were just, I mean, if you look at the numbers, the second down totals, the overall offense, I think over 400 yards on either side. I find it I know the Elks are 1-2 in their last 3, but I find it really difficult to criticize them. They played really good teams, and I think the top 3 in the CFL are obvious, and the Elks are part of it. And it is, it's disappointing because the Rough Riders are now tied for first, and they had to beat Ottawa, or basically a free bingo square. But I think this would be the toughest run for Elks through the year, and we're looking forward to obviously the back-to-back against the Stampeders around Labor Day. But I don't know how you win that game because Montreal is so damn good, and I could criticize the Elks. I mean, they didn't win, but holy hell, bad man, they played well.
Yeah, the first half was really tidy. It was a strong back and forth competitive half. The second half, though, I mean, first play of the second half or first drive of the second half, Austin Mack fumbles the football.
Yeah.
That takes a lot of wind out of the sail. In Montreal, they are so potent. They're the defense for the Double E. I don't want to say they rolled over, but Montreal absolutely spanked them left and right in the second half. It was tough to see. They had their will with them, and Montreal showed that there are levels to this. And as strong as the Double E have been, their defense just hadn't seen a monster the way Montreal has, this 4-headed monster that they have.
Yeah, and we, remember early in the season we were talking about, do Elks have, how many guys do they have who can catch the ball and retain the ball and not drop the ball? And like Montreal, they're a veteran team. They have, as you say, layers, and I think the Western final is going to be Saskatchewan and Edmonton, and it doesn't matter who Montreal plays in the Eastern final because they look like the class of the group by far.
Yeah.
And I mean, the Elks have played them well this year, but you're right. I mean, they didn't necessarily have the sustain and remember, Elks are an upstart team. Alouettes have been there a while, so maybe it's just a little difference in experience and having been there before. I remember Brian Kelly used to always say about when you've been there before, it means something, and the Elks are an up and coming team, but maybe they need receivers who are a little more. That's the key, I think, is that just hold on to the damn ball and catch the ball, don't drop it.
Ty, you're still encouraged by this Elks team, I would think. Like, this isn't going to dampen your spirits in regard to how they're going to perform the rest of the way, because I wouldn't think that I would be too put off by these past 2 losses.
No, hell no. What it shows is that they do have some areas that they can improve, and if you look at the weaponry they have, the criticisms that we had before the start of the year. I mentioned the drop passes by the receivers. Rankin has been a great runner. Fajardo's having like a really good year. So, where are the weaknesses? Well, if something happens to Fajardo, but that's the, same with any team in the CFL or any football league, your quarterback is everything. And there's a step down usually to the backup. But I like the team and I like what they're doing. They've been dominant against other teams. The Alouettes are a different beast, but I think they could easily win the division. Saskatchewan's good, but I think in the back-to-back, Elks showed that they could play with them. And so, this is probably the downbeat of the year. Lost a couple in a row. I suspect they'll go on a run here, and people driving to Calgary here in a few weekends are going to be pretty thrilled by the effort, I'm sure.
And the reality is, Ty, Declan hit me with this yesterday as we were shooting Elks Nation. I can be pretty critical of the team. I see it with a lens where I've been in the room and I know how hard and strict these coaches can be in the meetings, et cetera, et cetera. But through half of the CFL season, I never would have thought the Double E would be 6-3, especially considering they've won a total of 7 games each the past 2 seasons. Yeah. So for them to be 6-3, I think the city of Edmonton's sitting in a pretty spot right now. Don't you, Ty?
Yeah, I do. And what always used to frustrate me about the Elks is they'd start so poorly they were out of it. And then they would really start to make gains, and you'd go, man, this, if they bring the team back, intact or close, maybe they have something there. The only time they ever did it was last year. They brought a lot of players back. They were aggressive about re-signing players, getting the staff back, and you can see that. And now there's a chance to build. I do think that they're going to, tweak here and there, and there are some things that they can work on and maybe improve the depth in some areas. But as they stand here now, I think at the very worst, they're the 3rd best team in the CFL.
Yeah.
And I don't know that, I think you could make an argument they're better than that, but I think that, based on their Elks history, 3rd best in the league is a massive improvement. And I think we've seen it on the field.
Very good reminder, Tide. Very good reminder. Alan Mitchell joining us now. You can catch him on the Lowdown with Low Tide right here on Sports 1440. The Hlinka Gretzky wraps up and in a nice way for Canada, absolutely smacking around Team USA to get the gold medal. What do you make of this tournament? I know it's a scout haven and it brings in all the best players to the scouts and they can convene in one area. So that part of it is good. But how do you look at this tournament and what do you take out of something like this if you keeping tabs on it?
Yeah, I pay attention to the names, although I'm not a scout. So I'm more likely to, when I'm looking at prospects, have a look at the math of them. Are they scoring? What do the scouting reports say? But it's an introduction for fans and a reintroduction for scouts that, the wintertime comes and this is sort of like, okay, this is still the best of the best. The large group of players are going to be drafted this coming year or the following one. And so what you can see is I remember when Broberg was playing in this, Philip Broberg was playing in this tournament, and everybody, that was the first buzz that we ever heard about him. So coming out of the Halinka, whoever they're buzzing about, probably is going to go on to have a really good year and get a high draft. The problem for Oilers fans is they're not likely to have a high draft through the end of the decade. So as interesting as it is, you're basically watching future St. Louis Blues and Winnipeg Jets.
Well said, Tide. Now, okay, do you think, just given our sporting landscape in Edmonton, like the fact that we've had the Hlinka Gretzky, I think this is the end of the 10-year deal that they had signed to have it every second year at Rogers Place. Do you think we've just had so much Hockey Canada here lately that there's a little bit of fatigue, or am I over analyzing that?
I think that for like, this is, people love hockey in Edmonton, but they're Oilers fans.
Yeah.
So if the Oilers were sitting with a team that was more challenged, or they'd flukily, that's not a word, but I'm going to make it one, flukily traded for what is going to be the 3rd overall pick in next year's draft, I think Oilers fans would have, stormed the gates at Rogers and gone in. But it's a tough sell when, like, when's the last time an Oilers fan was excited about the draft? Maybe I would say 2019, and that was Philip Broberg. It's been like Holloway, maybe, I don't know. That was the pandemic draft, but I just think that the draft is so far away for Oilers fans. And obviously, if you put it in Rogers, you're going to want Oilers fans. So young players are fabulous to watch, but I mean, it's a needle in a haystack. The guy the Oilers draft next summer might have been in this tournament, but there's no way to identify that player.
True. Very good point. Very good point.
Hey, Low Tide, switching gears up. Big series here coming up. The Jays and the Red Sox, 4-game set. The Jays are 3.5 games back out of the wild card. They're not going to catch Boston, but this series on deck is huge for them in the standings if the Jays can actually get some dubs, make up some ground here. Do you think it's possible the Jays can actually make up the 3.5 games from the wild card and sneak into the postseason, Low Tide?
Well, I would have said no, really, any time up until Vladdy hit that home run.
Yeah.
And here's the thing about baseball. I saw the Red Sox playing the other day, and they were awful. They were an awful baseball team. They couldn't field, they couldn't hit, they were injured all the time. They got a really good manager fired. They were pitiful. And then they went on this ridiculous run, and now everybody's talking about them like they're geniuses. And the Jays, here's the Jays' problem. They've been all over the place with their pitching. Savage is a young pitcher, a lot of pressure on him. He hasn't been able to deliver, not surprisingly, because he had a dream season last year. Cease has been great. They traded Gosman, but they're cobbling together pitching, and it seems to be working at some level. But you need the bats, and Vladdy represents the bats. And there's so many games. Yesterday, great example. They had so many chances to score and to win that damn ball game. And look, the Phillies have a good bullpen. Joan Duran is a great pitcher, but you still have to be able to have the lumber to make that happen. And I said for like 2 or 3 years now, like Vladdy will come out of this. Vladdy is a great hitter, one of the greatest hitters in the game today. He will figure it out. Hopefully, it's in the next few weeks. But in the wintertime, they've got to get a lefty bat with hair on his ass. They just do. They had Santander, but he gets injured a lot. They need a guy who walks up there and looks like he's either going to hit the ball to the moon or he's going to beat you up with the bat. They need that kind of intimidation. And Vladdy has that, but he needs help. And damn it, the baseball has changed. All these guys who hit for, base hits, doubles, you got to put 3 of those together to get a run. Home runs, man. The Blue Jays need more bats that can hit the long ball, the big fly, and they need that. And until they get it, it's painful to watch. And I'm sorry, but I don't think they're going to do a damn thing.
Hey, Low Tide, as we wrap this up, would you mind playing a little game with me?
Sure.
Pretend I'm a psychiatrist. And
I thought you were going to say something else, but okay.
I'm going to say 2 words, and I want you to tell me the first thing that pops in your mind when I say it.
All right.
Evander Kane.
Oh. Well, I'm going to use the word erosion. And when they got Evander Kane, he was still, he was 20, late 20s, and he was the first shot scorer. He could score from range. And I know he was physical and he was intimidating, and he ended, Kachuk in that series, and he did a lot of things that were impressive physically.
Yes.
But he could, I think people forget, he was a first shot scorer. He could play on a big line, and he could shoot the puck from range and beat the goalie clean. There aren't very many people in the world who can do that at any time. Now that injury, remember the Maroon injury, it robbed him of that. And so after that, he was not as big a factor. And there's no doubt in 2024 he took some penalties that hurt the team. And now he's gotten, there's so much publicity and rumor and innuendo about him as a player, and I don't know whether he's ever going to get a job again or even a PTO. But big power forwards hit a cliff at 30, and he did, but he also got hurt. And the player I remember was outstanding. And when they got him, when the Oilers got him, Evander Kane made a difference. He didn't for a long time, but he did for a little while. But if he gets a job, I don't think he'll keep it. It's just the physical wear and tear on a player who is so eager to engage everybody is a tremendous when he hit 30.
Yeah.
That was an extremely politically correct veteran answer there, Low Tide. Well done.
Well, I've been doing
I tried to
since
get you,
1980.
man. I tried to get you, but I couldn't.
I don't know what's going to happen to him. I know that every city he goes to, there seems to be, don't let the door hit your ass on the way out.
Yep.
So that tells you something. But,
Yep.
I'm at a point where I don't think he's relevant, like in 26, 27, but I do remember when he was, and he was an impressive player.
Very well said, Tide. Very well said. His act wears thin very quickly, and that's certainly what happened here. It didn't work out in Vancouver either. I think they told him to just stay away for the last couple weeks in the season. That's all you need to know, really. Tide, great stuff. We'll see you later today, okay?
All right, sounds good. We've got Gregor on the show. We've got Mama MMA with Declan and the usual hijinks. You gentlemen be good.
I love it. There is Low Tide, Alan Mitchell from the Lowdown with Low Tide right here on Sports 1440. He was feisty today.
Yeah, he was.
Hair
he brought
on
it.
the ass.
Yeah.
Guy will beat you with a
Oh,
bat.
he brought it.
Yeah.
It's a Monday.
I like it. Tim texting in. You can hit us up 1-833-401-1440. Tim says, "Good morning, boys. Welcome to another week of rain. Jays have no prayer of making playoffs. Vladdy isn't the leader they need, but they just pissed away the lead twice in the last 4 games.
Yeah.
Can't close them out. It's just not their year." And, you brought up the wild card standings already. There's 5 teams between them and the Rangers as well, smushed in there.
So
So
a lot of leapfrog.
it's a log jam. Yeah, tough one. But, it's been a frustrating season if you're a Jays fan. I get it. As an Arizona Diamondbacks fan, I'm just coasting.
Just chilling.
I like to get that little joke in
Yeah,
there.
your teams are struggling.
Well, my
Diamondbacks, Cards.
they suck.
Yeah, Cards.
They really suck. That's okay. I put myself through it. We're going to be just fine. All right. We're going to step out for a quick breather. Great stuff from Low Tide. As always, we continue on here, a Monday edition of the Gazzola Show right here on Sports 1440.
They're going all out to earn your business at Wolf GMC Buick. Right now, they're seriously overstocked on over 400 pieces of inventory on clearance and ready to move. See for yourself. Click on the clearance tab at wolfgmcbuick.com. And it gets even better. Employee pricing continues with huge cash discounts, 0% purchase financing, and low lease rates on select vehicles. Once again, see their website for details or stop in today. Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy.
Do you know why people love working at GS Construction? It's honest work. It's work that needs to be done. And we're really good at what we do. That's why GS Construction has been in business for over 50 years. We won't be wearing a top hat and tails, more like hard hat and boots, because we're heading underground to keep the water flowing in and out of your homes and businesses in Edmonton. GS Construction is currently looking for experienced pipe layers and top men. Visit gsconstruction.ca/careers today.
The second half is yours. Lock in your seat with our new 5-game season pass and get a $25 voucher. Half season, full energy. Get your season pass at goelks.com. Edmonton Elks, our city, our year.
Jason Gregor isn't just a sports guy. He's a community builder with over $3 million raised for local charities.
And his Gregor Foundation.
He's making a difference on and off the air. Check out Gregor weekday afternoons on Sports 1440.
Does your bank do local? We do. When you bank with Vision Credit Union, you're banking with a rural Albertan cooperative that cares about the community where you live. There's no question. We actively support our rural communities at the local level through charitable donations, volunteerism, local team and event sponsorships, and by returning millions in profit shares to our members every year. Does your bank do that? We do local. Bank with Vision Credit Union. VisionCU.ca.
For over 60 years, the folks at Diablo Boots have been selling the best Canadian-made boots. Handcrafted in Winnipeg, Canada West makes the best quality cowboy, biker, and work boots for Diablo Boots with replaceable soles and heels. Why buy cheaper quality like Ariat, Justin, and Red Wing made in China when Canadian-made is better? Support Canada's workers and Diablo Boots for the best boots. So save on boots by Save On Foods. That's Diablo Boots, 3340 Gateway Boulevard on the east side of Save On Foods. Canada West and Diablo Boots, the two best names in the boots business.
The Tom Gazzola Show. Oiler insider and Jersey aficionado. Edmonton's sports leader. Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X. Presented by Bet365. Alberta, we're here to stay.
$7:42, Brian Adams on a Monday. I need.
Is it growing on you?
It's never like I guess that first time we discussed it, it's not like I didn't like Brian Adams. Just that was the soundtrack to our youth, wasn't it?
Totally. Yeah.
How many moms had the cassette of Brian Adams?
Baby, you're all that I need.
There it is.
Yeah. That got
You're
me
better
going.
than him.
That was grade 8 slow dance.
Yeah.
Just meet me in the middle with the girl and barely get the hands on the hips, the waddle back and forth.
Very nervous.
Very nervous.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I just got lucky, guys.
Yeah. Wonder if she'll kiss me. Text us 1-833-401-1440. Tom Gazzola, Eddie Steele, Brandon Douglas, Donovan Paulson with you. We're having some fun. Great stuff from Low Tide in the last segment. I like how you tried to get Tide going with the cane thing.
Tried to get him in there. He walked right out of that trap, though. He knew what I was doing.
He professionally and eloquently.
He didn't even bring up Twitter. This guy.
No.
I just wanted him to
stayed away.
To meander a bit.
You tried. Tim texting and says, "Meet me in the middle with the girl, jeans tucked into the cowboy boots."
Ooh.
Beautiful voice, Eddie.
That's exactly it, too. Just the eye contact. Will you dance with me, please?
This is striking home. Like if I'm feeling, I remember that. Remember like the dances sitting on the wall?
Yes.
And be like, okay, slow dance coming up.
Yes.
Which one am I going to ask?
Me and the boys, we were real cool. We'd be sitting, you know how they had the gym pads that you would Velcro up like on the brick wall behind the basketball court?
Yeah.
So we'd sit on a stack of those. And then once the slow dance came, which girl's going to maybe come to me? None ever.
Yeah. It's painful.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's such is life.
Here we are. We can, talk about Duke's love life though, and get the pain off of us, put the misery on him.
I've never
I'm
asked
sorry,
Duke about
Duke.
that.
I'm sorry. I really sewered him.
Yeah, it's kind of, listen, I miss having Laddie on the show and everything, but these last few weeks has been a real reprieve in that regard, where I'm not just pestered about that every Thursday for an hour and a half.
Let you breathe a
I
bit.
didn't know that was a thing.
Oh,
it was a thing.
Laddie's and he just he always said, he's like, he just wants the best for me. He just,
that sounds like him.
but he was very inquisitive.
Of course. Now, a slow pitch tournament, there's frolicking that happens. Was
There
there some
is.
frolicking?
Not for me. I'm there strictly for business.
Oh my goodness.
Which is deleting beers at this
Dude.
tournament. No, and we actually didn't even go to the cabaret on Saturday night for the Bramarama because me and my group, like I said, I don't get to see some of these people very often.
Okay.
So, and I've been going to this tournament since I was 16 years old. I've seen the bull riding, and it's great. It's a PBR Canada event. Admittedly, Elnora not the biggest draw on the tour, so it's not always the names
big
of
dogs.
names of guys that are coming and things. There's wild cow milk, and my niece and nephew going the mutton busting. It's like there's reasons to go. But a handful of years ago, me and a small group, we were like, why do we need to go to the bull riding? We'll stay and hang at the campsite, enjoy his company, have a few more drinks, and then head over to the cabaret afterwards. This year, we're waiting for the weather because the forecast was there was some pretty big rain coming in. So we were just like hanging out under the awnings on the campsite. The rain came, let up. We're like, oh, maybe. And then the next one came, and that did not let up for a very long time. Everyone in the cabaret was just standing underneath the cramming under the one canopy overhang that they have off the curling rink. Meanwhile, we're still enjoying the time of our lives playing drinking games and stuff at the campsite because there's only 10 of us that can all get under the awning around the folding table. So we kind of won that one in the long play. And then eventually everyone made their way back to the campsite, and that Saturday night party didn't really shut down until the sun was coming up. So
I recall asking you this last year. Now I'll set the line at 85. Over under 85 beers deleted.
like by me,
Yeah, by you individually. 85.
yeah, no, it was under this year.
We're talking Friday
In a
through Sunday.
weekend?
Yeah.
85
Oh
beers?
yeah. There's years I'd clear that number easily.
Yeah.
Um,
Wow.
Full day event.
I
full
take,
day.
I would
Holy.
take 2 full cases, like one 24, 36 pack of beer, and then probably another 24 pack of like teas or seltzers or something that are because like if you get a game of beer darts going and all of a sudden you're shotgunning like 8 beers over the course of a couple hours at the campsite in the afternoon, like those go, and you're still sipping your regular ones
Exactly.
while those games are going.
Games.
So, and just the way our
That's-
schedule worked, and we kind of share campsite with another team that's a bunch of our friends. Our schedules made it so we were never really all at the camps at the same time, so we didn't get one of those huge type of games going. And also, I'm aware of my own situation where it's like, I can't be doing that anymore. At 31, I was like, if I have, 35 to 40 beers over these couple days, that's plenty enough.
That's it, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, well, these aren't these 8.5 IPAs now. either.
Because it used to be I'd be getting there at 5 o'clock Friday afternoon. You go till 4 o'clock in the morning. You get up again at 9.
Right at it.
Start right again. While you're playing, when you're not playing, you go till 5 o'clock Saturday night, and then you even have another half dozen or so over the course of all day Sunday when you're playing till like the last games. If you're in the A final, it's at 4 o'clock, 4:30. And then you like wind down. You need to take the edge off in the morning. That's for sure.
Slow pitch tournaments are a lot of fun. A lot of fun. And I kind of miss playing in slow pitch tournaments. My mom's a little Polish lady. I don't know if you know this. She's from Poland. She came here. She was a teacher back there. She came here for English study. My dad picked her up at a slow pitch tournament. The rest was history.
Ooh, this guy,
What
huh?
the hell is she doing?
What was she doing there?
Well,
They're
my dad-
watching someone else.
My dad worked with my mom's cousin, and so she was in her early 20s, so she needed to do something. So he brought her to the slow pitch tournament, and old Reno G got the wheels on.
Gamed her.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally.
That's crazy. That's why I said the magic happens at slow pitch tournaments, especially if there's a cabaret, like you said, and then if there's a rodeo event involved with it, like
it goes down.
Yeah, and if you're crushing,
it's-
deleting
it's
85
it's
beers.
always going down, and I can still see it because there's still, like I said, I've been going to this tournament since I was 16. You see all the current high schoolers from Delburn and Trochu and stuff, they're all there. And even just at the campsite, and whether they're 18 or 22, is like, it just takes me back to my university days when you'd like be a wallflower at the bar and stuff sometimes, and you just watch and you see like young love blossom and then shrivel all within a matter of minutes sometimes. And you see them spitting their best game. It's entertaining. It's fun.
Yeah.
It really is. It is.
It is actually. I like people watching in those settings.
Okay, what's better to see in that environment? A swing and a miss or a connection?
A connection. Yeah, for sure.
Depends who it is. If it's one of
Well,
your buddies, then it's hilarious to watch them strike out.
Yeah, the
This is true.
strikeout is tough. You like, I get it. It's more comical and brings a little bit of laughter and humor. But to see someone connect and actually like swing and hit that thing, and it's like, yeah, you did one for the team.
All right.
You know what? It feels good for the boys.
You're rooting them.
You know what I'm
on.
saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Todd Texton says, been going since 16 and struck out more times off the field and on. That's in regard to the Brando, I guess.
Well, listen, it's slow pitch, and even when you have a lot of beers, you're hoping you don't strike out ever.
No.
In that sport,
Right.
it does happen. You foul and stuff. So by definition, yes, I have absolutely struck out more times off the field than on it because I'm just out there being
He's shooting his shot.
a hit
Yeah.
machine.
Shooting your shot.
That slap sticking doubles into the gap all weekend long.
You'll never break a window if you don't throw a stone.
Wow, Eddie. so philosophical on this
it's
Monday
the
morning.
depth. The depth.
I love this guy.
Donna's just laughing. He's giggling over there. I love this. I love it. Let's go to Jay in Victoria texting in regard to the Double E game over the weekend. Says, Eddie, I can't agree more. He thought his D would hold the score. I think we're talking about Mark Killam here. I believe it was a flex for sure. They are the top. Edmonton's third in the league, but the guys are on the Double E. They're a winning team, surpassing expectations. And if you're gonna suck on the road, and they better be ready and not lose 3 in a row. Plus, I want to see you win. Have a great show, boys. Hang in there, Duke. That's from Jay in Victoria. You get the Argos coming in this weekend on Saturday. It's family day, by the way, at the Elks game, and the Argos are coming off a good win over Calgary.
Yeah, they are.
In what was a decent game.
Their home opener.
I know, 10 weeks in. Isn't that well? I
Yeah.
mean, it's been crazy with the World Cup.
Yeah,
stuff.
it's all the World Cup. This is no easy box on the bingo card either.
No.
Right? Toronto is a good team. They have their starting quarterback in Chad Kelly, who can go off for 400 passing yards at any given day.
Yep.
Now he's susceptible to throw you about 3 or 4 picks on any given day as well. So this defensive back unit, come prepared and come ready not to get beat, because that is really, when you look at this Toronto team, the only way they can beat you is via their aerial attack. And if you let Chad Kelly get going with Coxie and these other receivers, it might be a long night. Shut them down early.
Defensively, how do you look at the Argos from what you've seen this year?
It's very unique. Sean Lemon coming out of retirement just a couple of years ago, or a couple of weeks ago, and he's got 3 sacks in 2 games. That's remarkable. You can tell he looks physically like he's been retired.
Yeah.
The body itself, it doesn't look like it's, tip top shape, but man, the dude has always been productive, and he's shown, why.
Is that just skill and instinct?
It is. And once, as much as the athleticism plays a factor, it is that skill, the instinct, that veteran mindset. I played with Charleston Hughes late in his career when he had, I want to say 14 or 15 sacks in Saskatchewan in 2018. Same deal. Like, the guy wasn't like in the tip top physical condition. His body wasn't a Greek god or anything like that. That's for sure. He enjoyed talking about deleting beers. He enjoyed to have his fun as well. But on the field, it's crazy how these veterans just know how to go out and do it and just continuously produce. And Sean Lemon is just a case of that.
Interesting. So, I mean, that adds another dynamic to Toronto's defense. I think Edmonton bounces back just instinctually. I feel like, given the last couple of weeks, the level of competition Edmonton's faced, they should be primed for a game against the mid-tier teams like Toronto and then eventually Calgary. Because, I mean, as good as the weapons Calgary has, there's some flaws on that team right now, right? Yep. And then now VA in that game against Toronto, like, we saw some picks, and now it's starting to show like the fading,
exactly,
if you will.
Yeah, exactly. So. And that's really well said. The way you just described it in terms of what the Double E are going to come out and do. I think they're primed for some of these middle of the pack teams and to show why they are 6-3.
Yeah, I mean, you got the 1 win in Sask, which was super impressive on the last second field goal. Tough battle at home, and then hung in there for half. Made some mistakes, obviously, and then blew it in the second half last game.
And I'm a glass half full type of guy. And, you know, I have a lot of room for optimism for this Double E where they're at and for their season. But the reality is this, Tommy G. If you look at the standings, they're a couple of games out of being right in the mix in the middle. You know, Winnipeg 4 wins, Calgary 4 wins, Edmonton's only sitting at 6 wins. So this next couple of weeks are still critical. And you got to stack these wins still, because you go off and you lose a couple and you're into Labor Day all of a sudden, boom, you could be sitting in 3rd, 4th in the West, just like that.
That was the toughest stretch of the season for them on the schedule. How do you think they managed with the 1 win?
You know, I'm going to poo-poo that thought process of the toughest stretch. You know, there is a bit to that, sure. But every game is tough, right? This pro ball, like any game, you're never going into preparation for an opponent thinking, oh, this game, the next game, and the next game are where we got to make our hay. No, you're just focused this game. You are not looking at the game beyond or the game that just happened. It's all about this week, and that's the here and now. So as much as, it's a tough stretch, and that's our job to talk about in the outside world.
Of course.
In the locker room, it's game by game. These guys aren't looking at it like that. But to come out of it with 1 win, I would say it's still fairly successful, because look at the 2 losses. The loss by 2 points to Sask, got your butt whooped by Montreal in the second half, had a very competitive first half. So you're playing teams tight. You're not just going and getting blown out. You are showing that you can hang with the biggest dogs in the league. And in fact, you can actually win with the biggest dogs in the league.
Iron texting in. Iron will get the final thought in this segment. Says, another game where your number 1 D gave up a ton, especially late in the game, like the last 3 to 4 games. So some things to work on.
It's true.
Some things to work on. Discipline, you know, leading into this week was another thing that we talked about. And it's a process.
It is a process. Yeah, it is. And they did clean it up in terms of overall penalties taken. I want to say they took 5 penalties for 75 penalty yards. Now, it's still a lot of penalty yards. That's just, you're battling those yards, man.
I mean, 0 is obviously ideal, but what do you think is an adequate amount of penalties to take in?
You go 5 is good, but then how those penalties are taken, like the yardage is so much because there's a pass interference in there. So those yardage count more. But I would, man, if you can get out of a game, Tommy G, with 5 penalties, you're laughing. You're doing really well. I was looking at Sask's numbers a couple of weeks ago. They had 3 for 30, right? Like that's
nice and tight.
Yeah, that's tidy football right there, man. So less is more, of course.
Always. I'm always curious about that. You see like some games where teams got over 100 yards in penalties. You're like, what are you doing? You just gave up the field, basically.
Exactly. And you're having to fight those yards back, right? It's tough.
Tough sledding. All right. So we got through the first hour quite nicely, I would say. We're back for a Monday edition of the show.
That wasn't tough.
That wasn't tough. No, that was nice and easy. Time flies when you're having fun with good people. We do need to get to the Sports 1440 update with Brando, brought to you by All Star Construction. They shape and build Edmonton communities, specializing in underground utilities like power, gas, telecommunication, and street lighting. That's All Star Construction. Here's Brandon.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Toronto Blue Jays cannot finish the sweep of the Phillies as they fall 7-6 in 12 innings yesterday to wrap up that set down in the city of brotherly love. Around the rest of the major leagues, the Yankees fall to the Braves 2-1. Cubbies beat up on the Royals 10-2. Orioles over the Rangers 10-5. And the Rays get past the Mariners 4-1 in one of the nightcaps. NFL preseason news: New England Patriots and standout tight end Hunter Henry coming to terms on a 2-year extension. Henry, 31-year-old, about to enter the final year of a contract. New deal worth up to $20 million. And Commanders star left tackle Laramie Tunsil going to undergo surgery to repair a torn triceps and is expected to miss significant time. Could be the entirety of the season. And at the local level, Canadian Junior Football League, rough one for the Edmonton Wildcats yesterday afternoon as they lose to Regina 56-1. Coming up in hour 2 of the Tom Gazzola Show, we'll be joined by Sportsnet's Mark Spector, and we'll check in with a new edition of In or Out. I'm Brandon Douglas at your Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440 in West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin. CKJR is a Stingray radio station.
Download the free radio player app and listen wherever you go.
This jersey was worn by the legend himself, signed and everything. You can't just wear it. I'm framing it with expressions and images.
Your prized jersey deserves better than the closet. Think expressions and images. Your local custom
custom framers since 91. You name it, we frame it.
Legacy Heating and Cooling is serious about cooling. In fact, we offer multiple ways to cool your home. So you better
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
If you're looking for traditional air conditioning, we got you.
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
Or ask us about a heat pump to help you heat and cool.
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
Cool with AC or cool with a heat pump. Cool your home with Legacy Heating and Cooling.
Hi, thanks for calling Uline.
Wait, did the phone even ring?
Nope.
Okay, so you answered before the ring, but now you're going to put me on hold, right?
We don't do that here. We're real people answering the phone, ready to help with your order when you are.
Uline has thousands of quality products for your business and warehouse needs, always in stock, ready to ship same day, and backed by Uline's legendary 24/7 customer service. Uline, we warehouse for you.
Recently, our company's softball team lost the big game by 1 run. Then Dale tried to console us with the quote, "Winning isn't everything." Well, Dale and I are very different. I get early payout from Bet365. If my team goes up big, I get paid out instantly, even if they blow the lead later. Sound familiar, Dale? Thanks, Bet365.
If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. 18 plus only. T's and C's apply.
The Tom Gazzola Show. All gas, no brakes. Edmonton's sports leader. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by Bet365. Alberta, we are here to stay.
Hour number 2 here on the Tom Gazzola Show, brought to you by Bet365. Check out Bet365 early payout for baseball. When your team goes up by 5 runs, you get paid out immediately. No stress about blowing a big lead. Download the app. See what early payouts all about. Tom, Eddie, Brandon, and Donovan, as well as Spec with you. Join the conversation. Text us 1-833-401-1440 as we get to On the Mark with Mark Spector, brought to you by Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Employee pricing extended in August on every car, truck, or SUV. And be sure to check out the Corvette showroom. Stop in, see their great selection at northgategm.com. Say hi to Mike and the crew there. AC/DC to bring us into this segment. Obviously, they played Commonwealth last night. Looked like everyone had a good time. Spec, are you an AC/DC guy?
Well, they were like the anthem of my high school years, right? I'm going to high school in 1981, 82, 83. So, grew up on that stuff. Love AC/DC. Seen them before. Seen the cover band from Nelson, BC called BCDC. They're awesome.
I've heard of them.
Did not go to the show last night. They're great. One of the top cover bands in the history of cover bands. If you ever get a chance to go down to like some place like the Yellowhead and see BCDC, you got to go, man.
Eddie's giggling right now. What do you got, Eddie?
No. I was going to ask Beck. So you've seen them a couple times or just one time in your life or what?
I'm trying to think. I think I only saw AC/DC one time back in the old Coliseum days when they used to just play small stadium shows. I did not see either of the Commonwealth Stadium shows. Looked like a pretty good show last night. It's amazing to me that a band these guys are in their 70s now, right?
Yeah.
They're still selling out 60,000 seat stadiums. That's pretty crazy. Like, it's a testament to their success. Give them not many bands. Most of the bands at their age, guys, are playing River Cree, okay, which is an awesome venue, but it doesn't hold 60,000 people.
Yeah, I'm thinking Kim Mitchell. immediately pops into my head. Those patio lanterns, something like that, right?
Totally.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. Yeah,
Those guys are playing casinos and stuff, and ACDC is still playing a football stadium and selling it out. So, tell you what, I don't know what they bottled down there in Australia when those guys put it together, but that is one of the most successful bands in rock and roll history. You got to say it.
Yeah, that's true. And like, listen, I know like the Rolling Stones as well. I think Mick Jagger, aren't they still touring? Like Mick Jagger's got to be 90 now, isn't he?
Oh,
it's
yeah,
incredible.
it's still in great shape, jumping around like holy
Yeah.
man. And look, remember, I don't know how old Mick is, but those are rock and roll years. Those are like dog years, right?
Exactly.
Every year of Mick Jagger's life is like 2 or 3 for a normal person.
It's like my body physically. I may be 38, but I'm really 98.
Oh man, like true.
Yeah, you played
true.
football, right?
Yeah. Husks.
He lived that life of like traveling around with booze and drugs and women and travel and more drugs and like those guys.
More
it's
booze,
amazing
yeah.
any
And
of
then
them
more
live
women.
past 60.
Yeah, that stuff, man, boy, that sours you out like a raisin. And these guys are jumping around lively still with energy. It's pretty neat to see, actually.
That's true. Chad texted says Mick Jagger's still having kids too. Oh my goodness. And then Huss says AC/DC was great last night. Brian Johnson sang great last night for being 78. The Pretty Reckless were an awesome opening band. That's from Huss. So there you go. A little bit of insight into the show yesterday. And it's nice to see that the stage wasn't damaged by a massive storm like Post Malone was the week prior when I was there. Yeah, that was absolutely nuts. All right. It is on the mark with Spec. Spec, what did you catch? Did you watch the football game on Saturday? We've been talking about it quite a bit. Just, talking about like the Elks not quite being right there as the creme de la creme of the league, but still going blow for blow in the first half with the Alouettes till they pulled away in the second.
Yeah, like you know what, a season kind of it's an 18 game experience here, and the Elks came out really hot and they were really good when some other teams were finding their way. And now, like I think what we learned was, you look at the way Montreal is an elite team, and they've really found their game, and they've come together. They're playing, the kind of football that they planned on playing. They just weren't playing it the first 3 or 4 games of the year. Now the Elks learn that if you're going into Montreal and you're going to win a football game, like there's certain things that have to happen. You got to be almost flawless, Eddie, and that means, you can't miss receivers or have drops in the red zone, like 2 guys in the end zone. Either they dropped the ball or maybe Fajardo could have thrown a better pass, cost them some points. You can't give up a punt block, cost you 7 points, right? You can't have a fumble on your own, whatever it was, or 30-yard line or something.
Yep.
3 dropped the ball, cost you 7 points. Like it takes some version of perfection to walk into Montreal and win a football game. And the Elks were anything but perfect yesterday, or whatever the day was, Saturday. They were nothing close to perfect. Give up 48 points. You're not winning any football games.
Spec, I have to agree with you. And actually, you brought up a couple of plays that we never really touched on this morning. We touched on the decision-making process to kick that field goal to be down 17-21 at half. And then we talked about, going into the half, I should say. And then we talk about how the defense led up the big play. But you're right. Late in the first half, there was that drop. TJ Luther had a wide open drop in the end zone. Can't have that. The block punt, Spec is right. He brought that up too. Yep. That led right to points. Can't have that. So those are a couple of big plays. But overall, this Double E team is in a good place. But Spec, when you are playing Montreal, I felt the same feeling watching it early in the game. You do have to be perfect. When you're a team that is not of the same caliber as some of these elite teams, I like how you use that term, Spec. You have to play almost flawlessly perfect football. You can't shoot yourself in the foot. You have to match when Montreal scores. And that's what Edmonton was trying to do. And then the end of the first half, of course, the defense lets up the big play. Yeah. And that's when it all unravels. And then to start the second half, you fumble it on your first possession. And that's what did you. And against these great teams, it's pro sports and it's hard to do, but you have to play almost a perfect game. It's true, Spec.
Yep, for sure. Montreal's good at being good, you guys. They've been really good for how many years now, Eddie? They've been an elite team for what, 7-8 years here?
Yeah, I mean, coming off the Grey Cup,
they're used to being. Yeah, they're used to being good. They've been in Grey Cups. They're always on top of the East. So they had a bit of a slower start, lost an overtime game in Edmonton. That didn't freak them out. They're fine. They're going to be okay. So the Elks aren't. The Elks aren't used to being good. They've been bad for the last 7 years or whatever the number is. So it takes a little time. Like, you don't just walk in the door and turn into Montreal. Anaheim Ducks don't just miss the playoffs for 7 years and turn into the Oilers. Sure, they won last year. Okay, how are you going to be this year and next year and next year? Are you going to be good every year? Because Edmonton's been good every year now for about 6 years. So it takes some time. That's all. Like, don't freak out. The Elks are 6-3. They got lots of football left. They got I think there's a Toronto coming in Saturday. Yep. No problem. They're in good shape, and they're trending towards a team that's going to fight for first place in the West.
Well said. Well said, Spec. It is On the Mark, brought to you by Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC with Mark Spector. Okay, a different type of football. I'm curious to get your thoughts on this, Spec. It's been discussed quite a bit, and it's like the whole World Cup selling it off. This Johnny Infantino, president of FIFA, totally corrupt, obviously. I mean, FIFA is one of the most corrupt sports bodies in the world. Them, the IOC, no doubt about that. But the fact that UEFA, CONCACAF, AFC, all these governing bodies that make up and comprise global football, soccer, are coming together and saying, no, you're not doing this to the World Cup and selling it off like this. I'm actually kind of impressed, and I'm fascinated by this story. Have you been keeping tabs on this? And I know you keep an eye on things in the sporting world. To me, this is incredible to watch these governing bodies be like, no, sorry, you can't do that. That's not pure. That is not what the game is about.
Yeah, I mean, everything smelled about that move, right? Everything smelled. And who was leading the group that was trying to buy the thing, right? Wasn't it Jared Kushner's brother?
Yeah.
Something like that, right? His
That's
brother.
fishy.
So basically it's a Trump regime trying to buy soccer. So listen, like, am I happy that all those, member bodies or whatever we're going to call them all stood up and said, hold on, we're running this show here, not you, Infantino. We're going to make a call. We're going to force your hand. Great. That's awesome that they all stood up. Am I surprised that the rest of the world looked at the situation and said, let's see, the Trumps are buying soccer. This isn't smart or good for anybody except for the Trumps.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised at that. Right. I'd be surprised if it went the other way. Like, are you kidding me? It's a stupid idea to sell off soccer to a company. And it's 10 times more stupid when that company belongs to Trump.
Yeah.
Because everything he touches goes to hell. So am I surprised? I'm not surprised one bit. Are you guys?
Well, I will push back just on this sense, just because where we have seen sport go. I'm not surprised, Spec, to your question, but does money, and I'll pose this to you boys, does money not always seem to win?
Yeah.
Does the dollar not always seem to win out when it comes to sports?
Yeah.
Like, we see that's the case, right? Yeah. I mean, shoot, who knows how much money was exchanged in order for them to rescind this red card where a USA player was supposed to be suspended?
Yeah.
Right? I feel like always in sport, as much as integrity and ethics matter, and we do care about that at the core, the dollar always seems to win.
Yeah. That's why this is incredible.
Yeah, it does win, Eddie. I mean, there's no question, right? It's all about the dollar. But in what capacity? Like, there's your example. The U.S. gets off of a red card in a way that no one's ever got off of a red card before, because the president of their country leans on Infantino, and Infantino leans on his people. Like, how's that working for everybody else? How's that working for 100 other countries when that's how it's going to be from here on in? So you're right. It's usually all about money, but I'd also say to you that I think there's a lot of money already in the World Cup here.
Oh,
like you put on the World Cup, it's worth hundreds of millions of dollars. It's the biggest event in the world. At this point, maybe that's enough money. I don't know. Is it ever enough money?
That's what I was going to ask, because they're going to, I think, Saudi Arabia after this Morocco, Paraguay. It's being split because it's the 100th anniversary, I think, the next World Cup, and they're splitting it between some 3 or 4 nations. And then they're going back to the Middle East. And it's like, well,
we know what they're doing.
Right. Like, they're getting their bag. And it's like, the almighty dollar always
what they
prevails.
do.
Yeah, exactly. So just
It does.
to see this to me is incredible. Just the fact that they banded together and said, no, we're not doing this to the World Cup. I mean, the corruption is enough in FIFA to begin with, and it's well documented. But to say, no, sorry, Johnny Infantino, you're not doing this. I can kind of appreciate, to be honest with you. Yeah.
All right, I'm with you.
Hey, Spec, this is a bit random change of gears here, but do you pay, excuse me, attention to the WNBA at all and some of the political ins and outs and what's going on with their league right now?
I don't know. I mean, yes and no. You know, unfortunately, everything is so politicized now, it's particularly American. It's so, I don't care if players are Democrats or Republicans. I'm not into racism. Now what are we talking about, Eddie? Are we talking about the transgender issue? Is that what we're talking about? What element are we talking about here?
That's just it. The WNBA has multiple elements that seem to be, somewhat of an issue. And one would be the transgender. The other would be racism and, white players and black players and black players crying white privilege on Twitter and social media. That type of stuff you don't see in other leagues at all. You don't see a black NFL player go complain about, getting a sack or a penalty on a quarterback and then going to Twitter and saying, oh, I got that because the quarterback's getting white privilege. You don't see that.
Good point.
No, you don't. There's a lot of drama in that league, right? Their best player, I assume their best player is still Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
Is a white girl and the black girls don't treat her very well. And the white Republicans don't like that. And then the black people don't. Oh man. Like, I don't have time for the drama. Tell me the score. That's all I want.
Hey, just watch Sophie Cunningham highlights. She protects Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, she does.
And she's sassy.
She's not ugly either.
No, she's very
attractive. There you go. So I don't know, man. To me, the only issue that really matters in all of it, I suppose, would be the whole transgender issue. Like, that's at least something that's real. Put it that way. It's something that's real, and that's probably a topic for another show. But
yeah,
other than that, man, it's just a bunch of girls having reality show drama, isn't it?
It is. And actually the lightning rod of it, because who's getting who? The WNBA, I'll be the first to say it, fairly irrelevant, like for the past 10, 15 years. Like, I remember growing up, Lisa Leslie, and there was some names that I definitely remember they were stalwarts. But I mean, Caitlin Clark really has become this lightning rod. She gets into the WNBA a couple years ago, and it's totally turned into a race back and forth, a race war almost.
She's had those run-ins with Angel Reese as well, I think.
Yes. Yeah, that league, I guess it always...
So is this how, like...
Go on.
Well, is this how they get it has been irrelevant, unfortunately, or not as relevant as the WNBA would like itself to be. So is this how they gain relevance? Is this their pathway to here we are talking about the WNBA on this radio show, not because of some great plays or a killer game last night, but because of all this reality show stuff? Is this their pathway to mainstream media? Is this the only reason, like Fox News talks about the WNBA a whole bunch, but not because it's killer great basketball, but because all this stuff? Is that the plan?
Interesting point. Drama sells.
That's true. That's a good point.
Yeah, not in my house it doesn't, but
hey,
I'll watch a game. I'll watch a game. I'm a sports fan. I've watched a little here and there. I'm not a big fan or anything, but I'll watch some. I respect it.
Yeah.
But don't tell me I'm watching it to see one girl snipe another girl. If I'm doing that, I'll watch the Kardashians or something.
No, Real Housewives.
No doubt.
Yeah. Hey, what?
Right, exactly. Is that what we're doing?
I guess. I don't, but Spec, are you away the rest of the week? Where are you going?
I am going hooking up a trailer tomorrow, going camping over in David Thompson country. So take a nice week off, unplug. They got a killer frisbee golf course where we're going camping. Nice. I plan to bring it to its knees.
Hey, make sure you hook up your sanitary hoses and connections all properly spec. Don't want to make a mistake.
Yeah. You don't want them going inside. They got to go outside, right?
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Okay, Spec, enjoy your holiday. Have fun camping. Great stuff as always, my friend.
All right, boys. See you next week.
There you go. There's On the Mark with Mark Spector. Brought to you by and powered by Northgate. This truck's for you. Yeah, you know what? There's lots of drama around WNBA, but people are talking about it. And it is much more popular.
It is.
It has grown in
Arenas are
selling out.
Selling out. They are.
They're expanding. They just moved it to Toronto. It's
Yep.
a thing. It's becoming more popular. It's good. But there is drama.
Yeah,
No
there is
doubt.
drama. And it is probably one of the few leagues. I mean, it correlates right with the NHL where they don't protect their superstars.
No.
They don't do it one bit.
Good point. All right. We got to step out for a quick breather. More of your texts when we come back. 1-833-401-1440. This is the Gazzola Show, brought to you by Bet365.
Recently, our company softball team lost a big game by 1 run. Then Dale tried to console us with the quote, winning isn't everything. Well, Dale and I are very different. I get early payout for Bet365. If my team goes up big, I get paid out instantly, even if they blow the lead later. Sound familiar, Dale? Thanks, Bet365.
Must be 18 or older. If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. Standard message and data rates may apply. T's and C's apply.
It's dollar drink summer at McDonald's. Sip on a refreshing small fountain drink or a small iced coffee for just $1 each plus tax, all summer long. Only at McDonald's. Excludes flavored and cloud iced coffees. At participating Canadian restaurants. Taxes extra. Prices exclude delivery.
Yeah, it's me again. And if you're sidelined with a sports injury, you already know nothing's more frustrating than being told to just rest. At Leading Edge Physiotherapy, we get athletes moving sooner with our zero gravity treadmills. You can run, train, and rebuild strength with up to 80% less body weight, so your injury heals while your confidence comes roaring back. When your sports injury's yelling, whisper back, leadingedgephysio.com, because life shouldn't hurt.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Car shopping sucks. That's right. Going back and forth 100 times just to get a price. Give me your credit card for a test drive. What's all these extra fees? That sounds ridiculous. At Northgate, we do things a little differently. Good deals on new, pre-owned vehicles, good people, and a great selection. And don't forget about our employee pricing. Stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
You're in Northgate country.
From the first pitch to the final out. Catch Toronto Blue Jays baseball games live right here. Don't miss a moment of Blue Jays baseball this season. Sports 1440 is proud to be the home of Blue Jays baseball.
Bashaw Concrete Products. From concrete and septic tanks to blocks, precast water pads, Jersey barriers, and aggregates. Farmers, contractors, homeowners. Plan your next project at BashawConcrete.com. Family owned. Over 60 years pouring. Bashaw Concrete Products. Once again, start here. BashawConcrete.com.
Legendary is here with BetMGM Sportsbook. Sign up now to unlock access to hundreds of pre-match and live betting options for all your favorite sports. Download the BetMGM app. See BetMGM.com for terms. 18 plus, Alberta only. Please play responsibly. Subject to eligibility requirements.
If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. BetMGM operates pursuant to an operating agreement with the Alberta iGaming Corporation. Standard message and data rates may apply.
The Tom Gazzola Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X. Presented by Bet365. Alberta, we're here to stay.
$8:24. Happy Monday. Hope you're doing well out there. It is the Tom Gazzola Show, brought to you by Bet365. Eddie Steele, Brandon Douglas, Donovan Paulson in studio. Giggles. You guys are giggling, telling stories.
Having some good jokes.
Fibbing.
Some good off-air talk.
Yeah. Clearly.
Some good racial talk.
Oh, boy. Nothing ever comes out of that. That's good.
No, but it's funny.
You guys are laughing your asses off. Oh, boy. We're going to get to in or out in a little bit here before Eddie dips out for the rest of the day. We will also be joined by Tyrell Ford later in the show. He'll join us at 10 a.m. And then Luke Easterling from Athlon Sports to talk NFL. How wrapped up in NFL do you get, Eddie?
Very.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
once it
figured as
gets
much.
going. But right now with preseason and training camp, you can
too
miss me
long.
with that. Yeah, it is too long. Too much other stuff going on. CFL football, stuff that actually matters. Preseason, just you miss me with it.
Yeah.
Especially times have really changed where the starters barely play. Like back in the day, they'd play a game and a half, maybe even 2 games. You would see some of the big dogs. Now you'll see them max like half a game.
I know.
A couple of quarters at best,
Can a guy be? That's what I always wonder. Even in the CFL, they play. It's down to the 2 preseason games, and then you just see like a starter gets a series. Starting QB plays a series, and it's like, oh, well, see him opening night. Is that counterproductive, or are these guys? I feel like I know the answer to this already, but I always wonder, like, how sharp can they really get in the preseason?
Yeah, there is something to be said for the preseason reps, but then how quality are those reps that you're getting, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, what are we doing out here? I know for myself, I hated preseason. I absolutely hated it because football is such a high risk of injury. I am not trying to get hurt in a preseason game when we got an 18-game marathon on the schedule here coming up. So preseason, especially later in my career, I kind of knew I was established. It wasn't make or break. I'm not going to get cut off a bad preseason performance. And with that being said, preseason always was a little bit easier too, because you'll go against the number 1 starters for the other team, but they get subbed out too.
Yeah.
So then you're going against backups, and it's easy to have some good clean reps against the backups. But I'm tired of preseason.
I get it. I understand. And I know why there's a process to this. Obviously, some guys are trying to make teams, but it's almost, and feels like in pro sports, it's just predetermined. Everybody knows contract status obviously plays a huge role in it. Like, could a guy that's a 3rd stringer playing in the first preseason game of the year genuinely make a team anymore, whether it's north of the border, south of the border?
Typically not. You'll have maybe one guy in camp who just, wows the coaching staff. And let's just talk about hockey for now. How often do we see a guy who's projected to be a 4th liner make the team, or, just a bubble guy make the team and be a solidified 2nd, 3rd liner guy? It's a rarity, right? Yeah. Sometimes you'll have a wonder kid in training camp, but that doesn't happen too often. And with the preseason, it's no different now with the NHL cutting down their preseason games, couple more regular season. And I'm in favor for that, because let's just play more games that actually matter, right? And in such a long sport like hockey, where it's 84 games now, I think that there is a little more leeway to have some, dare I say, games where you're knocking the rust off early in the season.
That does happen.
Opposed to football, where it's like you got to hit the ground running. You still are knocking the rust off, but it's much more important because you only have 18 games. So one loss really matters, whereas 1 in 84, that's a little bit different.
It's funny, like, you bring it home to hockey, and let's use the Oilers as an example. Going into camp starts basically a month from now. Rookies, I think, report September 11th. And then main camp is the 16th. And by the way, the first game of the regular season is September 29th, which is insane, right? That's part of this 84-game schedule and the shift to more games. We pretty much know who's on the team and where they're slotted in. Like, if you're telling me that you're excited about camp battles for this upcoming Oilers training camp, I'm going, who? Like, which guy is going to make a case for himself from Bakersfield last year that's going to actually make the team? Because if you're going Quinn Hudson, no, it's kind of predetermined.
What about a battle between Clattenburg and Doc? Where do you see those two?
Doc is the incumbent.
Doc will be
right?
a 3rd liner?
Well, I think Clattenburg will get a long look because of his impact that he had in the short window of games he played last year. And he deserves that if he continues to track well. The injury didn't help him, obviously. But it's just, you just know, right? Like, you're just like, well, what are we really doing at training camp now?
And oftentimes, like you brought it up, the money is everything.
Yep.
The almighty dollar.
Contract status.
Dude, you have to be really, really good to come in as a rookie on a rookie contract and surpass someone who's making $4, $5, $6 million because the numbers you have to, and it's unfortunate that sport is this way, but you have to play the guys who are making the money, right? Or else it's an indictment on you to have that big salary on the books and someone else who's on a rookie contract is playing in front.
Yeah.
In football, it's a little different. We can just outright cut you. And we'll play this rookie guy. In fact, coaches like that. Let's cut the veteran who's making $150K. Let's pay the rookie only $75K.
Yeah.
They want to do that, where it's a little bit different in some of these guaranteed contract sports.
In the CFL, I know like when bonuses come up, I think you have told the story, like when your bonus was up, that's when a lot of guys get cut. Like, why? Why is it like that?
Dude, that's a question I am forever asking. And, next time I'm with Ed Hervey or a GM, I'm not just going to point blank ask, what's with the timing behind this? Because I got cut 2 days before I was doing off-season bonus, a significant chunk of change, $45K.
That's, yeah.
And, I'm dependent on that money. My wife, stay-at-home mom, well, she was pregnant at that time. So our baby boy was actually due 2 weeks after I got cut. So, in my mind, that money's in the bank. I don't get why teams do it. And every offseason it happens, Tommy G. Why do they wait until the last day or 2 days before to cut a guy before his bonus?
It's cruel. They agreed to the bonus too.
Exactly. I don't get if it's hasty business, because if it's hasty business, I think it's shame on the organizations for thinking 48 hours out. We got to figure out our depth chart. Let's cut this player. I think that is like really chaotic business practice.
Yeah.
If that's the case, the only other case would be you're intentionally trying to screw with a guy. So it's got to be one or the other. What is it, Tom? Because and they do it every year, Tom.
I know.
Why do they wait until the day before you're due a huge bonus to cut you?
Did
you just wake up? Did you just wake up and think, we got to cut Eddie? We got to replace him? No, you probably figured you were going to release me a month ago. Why don't you give me the head start? Why do you wait until I'm anticipating that check is going to arrive in the mailbox?
Yeah.
And then boom, you make the call. It just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense.
It's something that it has baffled me in the CFL. I know it's been practiced for a long time like that. And a lot of these GMs have been in the league or have played and understand it. It just feels cruel.
It does feel cruel. And look, I love Ed Hervey, and he's the one that did me in 2 days before my bonus. And I have a good enough relationship. I think he would keep it real with me and tell me, but I just don't understand the timing of the decision-making process. It never has made sense to me because you're just screwing guys.
It is true. Ben texting and says, because the owners are just millionaires, not billionaires. There's deep pockets in the ownership group in the CFL now. Yeah, maybe they're not all billionaires, but I know like we're talking hundreds of millions. I think this is the healthiest group of owners that the CFL maybe has ever had
Across the board.
Yeah.
With some new TV contract coming in, with that DAZN contract coming in. So now next year we're going to have a couple. You're going to have TSN and DAZN. So there's going to be competition too, in terms of the broadcasting.
I know.
And I'm talking to a TSN guy.
Hang on a second. Saturday nights are not TSN after this season,
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It's interesting. Actually, I was talking to Glenn Suter about that, and we're like, I wonder what it's going to be like when these guys come in, and they want to obviously add new faces and perspectives to the broadcast scene in the CFL. Although we've had a lot of turnover, I'm part of it at TSN and CFL on TSN, and but that's good because it's A, people are watching. B, you want to look at the league as a whole. Salary cap's gone up a couple of times here, Eddie.
Yeah, man.
Like that's a good sign.
It's a good sign.
You have DAZN coming in, and that creates competition for TSN.
Look at the teams that had been struggling too, at least since I've been around the CFL, the BCs, the Montreals with ownership. They have two solid ownerships in place now. Those franchises are really in a good place business-wise.
Yeah.
So across the board, the league is doing really well. And go on.
I was just going to say, that's why I get frustrated. People are like, the league's not, it's going to die.
This thing's a cockroach, man.
It never dies.
What are we celebrating? The 115th Grey Cup, I think, this year?
Yeah.
You can't kill it, man. It's only getting stronger, bro. For real.
I know. And I mean, here's another thing. We're starting to see, there was reports, erroneous, according to Dave Naylor over the weekend about Quebec City, about maybe putting the CFL franchise into Laval Stadium for a bit until they can build a big enough stadium. it's Pep Stadium, I believe it's called. So I think it only can expand to about 13,000.
Yeah, right in there.
But they're talking about a soccer team going in there and temporarily playing. But and Dave kind of was like, no, nothing to do with the CFL franchise. But the fact that we're on the cusp of this 10th team, which is important, it balances out the schedule. You got more money coming in. You got another team, another media market.
All good. It's all good.
Yeah.
More jobs for the players.
More jobs. That's right.
Right. It's
Maybe
all
guys
good.
aren't getting cut 2 days before
Exactly.
their bonuses. But let me ask you something about that since we're on the topic. Like, because you ended up in Saskatchewan after that, right?
Mhm.
Like, did they call you right
Right
a
away.
day later?
That day.
Did you make up the money you lost?
Yeah. No, I'll answer it directly. And that's probably, I am a loyal Chris Jones guy. Like a lot, his second go around here in Edmonton didn't go well. It didn't. I can fully admit that. But I loved him as a coach, loved him as a D coordinator. And he looked out for me, man. I got cut with my wife, pregnant wife at home. Chris Jones called me up a couple hours later after I got cut and gave me the exact same contract.
Damn.
The exact. So the funny thing is, that's mismanagement as a GM. You know, he definitely shouldn't have given me the same contract.
Yeah.
He probably could have given me $20K less. I was making about $145 at that point in the CFL.
Which is good.
With good money for 6 months, man. That's good money
absolutely.
to play some ball. And, with a $45K bonus, so 100 base essentially. And he gave me the exact same deal, exact same signing bonus that Ed had cut me from. And, I love him for that because he really personally, he looked out for me.
That's loyal.
That is super loyal to me.
Yeah.
Now, again, business practice, that's mismanagement on the GM because no way he should have given me that contract. He probably could have given me 120, and saved the organization couple $1,000, but it is what it is. He is a loyal guy, and a lot of people don't see that with Chris Jones. They see a lot of the turnover, the transition, the way he, picks and chooses players in and out like a rotating door. But when you are one of his guys, he'll go to bat for you. And there's a lot of little things too in terms of, arranging for flights home, time off when guys have, tragedies, things like that come up. He really does care about his players. He has a bad rep and he didn't do things properly his second go around here, but he does have a soft spot for his guys, man. He does.
2015 team, obviously a special group, and looking out for each other. Because you end up playing a couple years after, right?
Yeah. So I got cut here and then did 17 and 18 in Sask under him.
Yeah.
And we had some successful seasons. We got to the East Final. We were a 3rd and 5 away, and Ricky Ray hit us on a big pass when he was playing for the Argos, and they beat us in the East Final. But we would have won in 2018. We had a good team. Ricky Ray.
One of the best, man.
I'll never forget that play. A wheel up the sideline to running back James Wilder, 3rd and 5.
Wilder was really good.
Wilder
for a
was
while.
good.
Yeah.
They beat us 21-18.
Sorry for bringing that up.
It's okay, man. It's okay.
Good talk. Good talk. Okay. When we come back, in or out with Brandon. He's been quiet today. Are you doing okay over there?
I am doing okay.
All right.
But it's just, this is one of those days you just kind of come in and tough it out for
Not
a few
thriving.
tough it out for a few hours, and then
You need that farmer's wrap this morning, not Friday.
no, I don't think so. I had a nice bagel. I probably need to go. I had a cup of tea to try and soothe the throat a little bit, but I'm thinking an actual coffee is probably next on the docket here.
I did a hybrid espresso latte, and it's very good.
I've done that. It's one of those things you just stomach it because it doesn't taste very good, and but you just need the effects of it, which is really my opinion on coffee in general. I don't think coffee tastes good. I drink it for the caffeine.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna have a good in or out coming up next. Yeah, he's excited. Just battling through on a Monday. In or out with Brandon coming up next year on the Gazzola Show.
I finished a 5K in 94th place, right after a man wearing jeans. Then a volunteer gave me a medal. But I don't want participation trophies, unless they're from Bet365. With their daily prize matcher game, I win by matching gold coins, cherries, and more. Take that, Denim Man. Thanks, Bet365.
Must be 18 or older. If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. Standard message and data rates may apply. T's and C's apply.
Kickoff is coming August 15th. Elks, Argos, at Play Alberta Field at Commonwealth Stadium. It's Family Day presented by Goodwill Industries of Alberta. Youth 17 and under get in free for an early afternoon contest. Conditions apply. Tickets and info at goelks.com/tickets. Harley-Davidson of Edmonton is turning up the heat for their annual garage sale and swap meet. Catch the Twin West Crew Stunt Team live for 2 massive shows packed with smoke and fire. Plus, score huge deals on parts, gear, and clothing. Check out artisan vendors, local riding groups, and grab a bite at the food trucks. August 15th, 10 to 3 at Harley-Davidson of Edmonton on the Yellowhead Trail. Locally owned and operated since 1980. Find more at hdedmonton.com.
Guys, there never seems to be enough time in the day, but you need to make time for this. Ken Franchek here. If you're 40 or over, a quick PSA blood test is crucial for early prostate cancer detection. The Prostate Cancer Center's Man Van is a mobile health clinic driving change for men's health. A few minutes could save your life. To get the Man Van out to your business or event, book today at getcheck.ca.
Come on down to the Brick. The Price is Right live event is on now. Enter in-store for your chance to instantly win from over $1 million in prizes. No purchase necessary. Then shop incredible savings throughout the store, like up to $2,220 off select sectionals, up to 40% off select mattresses, up to 20% off select major appliances, and up to $600 off big screen TVs. Plus, finance with 0% interest and equal monthly payments on qualifying purchases. Hurry in before these offers end August 12th. The Brick, saving you more.
Early mornings just got louder. For the hottest takes and the sports stories that actually matter to Edmonton, you need Tom Gazzola.
Weekday mornings from 7 to 11
on Edmonton's sports leader. Sports 1440 at 833-401-1440.
For over 60 years, the folks at Diablo Boots have been selling the best Canadian-made boots. Handcrafted in Winnipeg, Canada West makes the best quality cowboy, biker, and work boots for Diablo Boots with replaceable soles and heels. Why buy cheaper quality like Ariat, Justin, and Red Wing made in China when Canadian-made is better? Support Canada's workers and Diablo Boots for the best boots. So save on boots by Save On Foods. That's Diablo Boots, 3340 Gateway Boulevard on the east side of Save On Foods. Canada West and Diablo Boots, the 2 best names in the boots business.
Recently, our company softball team lost the big game by 1 run. Then Dale tried to console us with the quote, "Winning isn't everything." Well, Dale and I are very different. I get early payout from Bet365. If my team goes up big, I get paid out instantly, even if they blow the lead later. Sound familiar, Dale? Thanks, Bet365.
If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. 18 plus only. T's and C's apply.
The Tom Gazzola Show. 60% talent, 40% Swedish hair cream. Edmonton's sports leader. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by Bet365. Alberta, we are here to stay.
Yes, indeed. 8:42 right here on the Tom Gazzola Show, brought to you by Bet365. Tom, Eddie, Brandon, and Dono with you. Join the conversation, 1-833-401-1440. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. Appreciate it very, very much. It is a home game week for the Elks. You can text Elks to the text line, 1-833-401-1440 for a chance to win some tickets. They just text in Elks, and then it goes to a separate spot. And then the sponsorship team, right, Brandon? They take care of it. Catch the Edmonton Elks home games at Commonwealth Stadium with Sports 1440. Text us to get some free tickets to the game, and we'll see if the Elks can bounce back. I like their chances this weekend against the Toronto Argonauts. A dangerous team, one that just beat Calgary. Calgary's been pretty respectable this year, but so too have the Argos. So it's not going to be easy, like Eddie was saying, but a chance to bounce back after a couple of losses to some damn good teams. All right, let's get into In or Out with Brandon. Brought to you by Harley-Davidson of Edmonton. Their annual garage sale and swap meet is Saturday, August 15th. Catch the Twin West Crew Stunt Team performing 2 great shows and score huge deals on parts, gear, and clothing. Find more at hdedmonton.com.
Okay. You know what? Moving too fast. Bottom line, are you in or you out?
In or out of what?
No time for questions. Just action. In or out?
Well, then I'm out.
I'm sorry, Jet. Actually, you're already in.
Are you in or are you out?
On Sports 1440.
I thought you would go, I'm in, Bob. We would have had a really cool moment, but you kind of ruined the whole thing.
Back on Saturday afternoon, the Edmonton Elks falling to the Alouettes in Montreal, 48-30. Final score a little bit unreflective of the actual second half with some late garbage time type scores by the Double E. Montreal now sitting alone in first place across the CFL at an 8-1 record, which we know record and standings don't always tell the whole story, but this time it does. The Alouettes are the best team. We've watched the Elks play the Riders in back-to-back weeks and now the Owls, and I think those three clubs were the ones in discussion. But I think Montreal stands alone, and I think they do so by a pretty clear margin. Best in the league with a bullet.
I'm in on this. I mean, that was a pretty thorough win, especially that second half. I know we've emphasized that a lot. This team's humming, man. They're good, and I think they're even a little bit better than Saskatchewan. So I'm in 100% on the Alouettes being the best team, clearly, in the CFL.
Yeah, Duke, you really didn't get too creative with this one.
He deleted 85 beers this weekend.
What the hell?
This is, I'm savagely in, Duke. This is a no-brainer. Montreal is by far and away the best team in the CFL. Take the record out of it. Just watch the way they play. If you had, and Carius used to say this, if you had, didn't take off the name tags from the jerseys and take off the front name of the jersey, the team name, and just watch them play and just watch their dominance against other teams and just the way they play as a whole football team, not an offense or a defense, but as a whole, they are gritty and they take after Jason Moss.
Feisty, ferocious, all of those things.
And like the thing is, maybe it seems obvious, but we were having this discussion just a couple weeks ago that Edmonton was in consideration. We saw them just split with Saskatchewan, who are both at 6 wins in the West Division. And yeah, the East has been a little bit softer, you could argue, when you look at obviously how bad Ottawa is. But that's the thing about the CFL, when every team plays each other and at least a couple times. I don't really think the strength of schedule or strength of division, the pillow fight Pacific we talked about in the NHL last year. I didn't watch this game in its entirety and obviously not live. But when I got home yesterday, you put on the kind of extended, compressed or condensed version of the game. And so I'm not sitting here and saying I dove into the tape entirely, but as you just said, Eddie, it was so clear to me that they are like the Elks held in there, especially in the first half. But then after that, it was not close.
Domination.
It was not close. And they're not the highest scoring team in the league. They're not the lowest, points against. Granted, they do have one more game played than BC on that front for the points against front. But and Saskatchewan, obviously quite a bit stouter in that regard too. So they don't blow you away in any single element, but they're just a complete team that does everything well, and as a result, sitting pretty at 8-1. Around the rest of the league, week 10 across the CFL, BC getting past Hamilton in the late one on Saturday, 27-24, a little bit closer than I think most of us were predicting. Now, credit to new quarterback Harrison Frost, 239, a score and a pick, and 20 of 33. But Nathan Rourke looked pretty solid yardage-wise. Lots of drops and stuff in that game, too, in the highlights that I cut up on. But Xander Horvath, 62 yards on the ground and a score. Adds another one through the air. I get it. James Butler's been banged up a little bit this year and has missed some time and managing his workload too. But I think he is in the process of unseating James Butler as RB1 for the Lions team, because this guy's 10 touchdowns on the league or on the year already this year.
You want to take it?
I am going to be in, Duke. I am going to be in. You look at the game that he had in Winnipeg 2 weeks ago. He went for 170 roughly and 3 touchdowns.
A couple of those late in the game.
It was later. Yeah.
Garbage time.
Yeah, garbage time. But then you go to the stat sheet of this past week, and Xander Horvath had 16 rush attempts. James Butler had 4. None of them, Xander Horvath went 16 for 62 yards, 1 touchdown, averaged 3.9 yards. Okay. Butler had 4 carries for 15 yards, average 3.8 yards. So I'm going to say, yeah, I'll be in on this just because you look at the number of touches over the past 2 weeks. Horvath is running away with it and seems to be having some good success.
Yeah, 191 yards on the ground in that game against Winnipeg on 17 carries, 3 scores.
Yeah.
And his longest of which was 58. So obviously a couple big bursts that contributed to that. And yes, a little garbage time factor too. But I'm sorry, you don't get to 191 yards on a day without having yourself a good outing.
That's a good day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No doubt.
He's clearly emerging. So I'll just be contrarian. I'll say out and say maybe they're going to have a two-headed monster. And Butler, if he's nicked up and starting to get healthy, and they have some different options because they're different type of running backs too, right?
Totally.
So I'll say maybe they utilize both of them, make that offense a little bit more dynamic.
And I mean, and like Butler, you have to think they still want to get him involved. I mean, 1,200 yards last year. I think he was 3rd in the league in rushing last season, right? So he's obviously still a dynamic player, but the injuries seem to be keeping him a little banged up. And Horvath, he's got some chops in the receiving game as well. We've seen it a little bit here in the early going. So I like watching play. He's exciting running back and another exciting guy to help generate some more interest across the league and good for the Lions because they want to keep themselves in the mix here inside the West Division. South of the border, NFL preseason gets fully underway later this week with the preseason slate. We, of course, already saw our Hall of Fame game where Carson Beck began his Hall of Fame career, most likely. But
I see what you did there.
Injuries already across the league piling up over the weekend. Commanders left tackle Laramie Tunsil expected to miss extended time, possibly even the whole season with a torn triceps. And it's always the debate about, how much should you be doing in training camp and then preseason? Because if you're trying to take it too easy, does that make you more prone in injury? And the argument just goes in loop. But for a team like the Commanders trying to bounce back, losing your star left tackle, not a good start for a team that has a pretty decent offensive line. But I think your star tackle going down to injury is the second worst on a football team to suffer after only, of course, your starting QB.
You got to protect that quarterback, right? He can't win without putting up points. And so that's a huge loss. I don't know the intricacies of football the way you would, Eddie, but just logically, simply put, I would say, because those two were in tandem, QB and usually a left tackle, depending, on your QB. But I'll go in because you need a guy that can protect and let your QB make the plays happen. And if you don't have time, then you're poop out of luck.
Yeah, I can't really, I'm trying to go against the grain here. The only way I can go against the grain is if you have a left-handed quarterback, Duke. Then it's the right tackle.
Right.
But no, man, in reality, like there is no other most important position in football outside of the quarterback. And then to keep that quarterback upright, well, you have to be able to protect him. And usually it's the blind side, the left tackle. That's why they fetch the biggest money.
Oh, yeah.
Now it's very interesting. We're seeing in football, it goes the salary, how it equates down is quarterback, then left tackle, then defensive end. Because the next most important thing is to disrupt that passer. So they're paying these defensive ends a premium. So those are the 3 top paid positions on most football rosters. And it makes sense because you have to have the quarterback to deliver if you want to win games.
Yeah.
Have to protect them. To win games, you have to get after the quarterback and not let him have success. So those are the 3 most important positions in football.
As an aside, real quick, are you surprised that running backs are starting to get their money again?
I am a little surprised. I am, because I'd be a cutthroat GM. I would never go and pay a running back big money because to me, they're a dime a dozen. You can get any young American coming out of college football anywhere, right? So I personally, if I was a GM, and I have a pretty successful GM in Madden as well, I might say. Quite successful. And I was cutthroat, man. I wasn't paying no running backs.
Oh, wow.
So let me maybe extend this to see if we can get a little more disagreement going or conversation about it. Does it matter about how good that tackle is? Like Laramie Tunsil, perennially one of considered, top 5 tackle across the entirety of the NFL. We know how important Trent Williams has been to San Francisco's success over on the left side. But if you're a team that is just okay, because we know the drop off from a starter really at almost any position, with very few exceptions, to your second string guys is pretty intense. Yeah. So if you just have a pedestrian tackle that you lose and you replace him with someone who's not that much lower than him, compared to if you're the Bengals and Jamar Chase goes down, you've got T. Higgins in the next one in line, but is that more of a substantial loss than say your run of the mill, middle of the pack type left tackle?
Yeah, that's a really good question, Duke. I would still say that the trenches, that position is going to be more important because we know football is won or lost ultimately in the trenches. And we can even bring it up north of the border. We are so accustomed to seeing Winnipeg with all this success, but they have an aging Stanley Bryant at tackle, and he's getting beat a lot this year and taking a lot of penalties and looking like his age a little bit more. And as wonderful of a career as he's had, look at how Winnipeg's offense isn't able to really gel and get going because of pressures given up off of the edge. So that left tackle is very important, despite if it's a 10-year, about to be Hall of Fame guy, or like you say, Duke, a middle of the run type of guy, because at the end of the day, you need to protect that quarterback. So it doesn't matter where you are in status.
I'm with you.
Guys kind of jumped all over this a little bit earlier with Spec. I did not see that coming as a question for Spec Eddie, but yeah, over the weekend and going back to the end of last week, more drama continuing to envelop the WNBA. The most recent one with a pretty hard foul on Sophie Cunningham, who's made plenty of other waves, and then taken to Twitter for some comments that take it in a racial direction. And listen, they say there's no such thing as bad press, and I do believe that is still partially true in this scenario where if you just see this online and that makes you watch a WNBA game and then you're like, man, this actually is pretty good, or I like the sport, or you pick a favorite team and a favorite player, like that is good for growth of the league and getting more eyes on it. But that being said, the league's transition here, and seemingly in the past couple of years in particular, when Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese came in as these rivals from college, the transition from a sport league to a reality show is, in my it's purely opinion based, not a recipe for long-term league success.
I'm so in.
Yeah.
I'm so in. The basketball itself is as good as it's ever been out of the female game. So let's stick to the basketball. And you have these, like just yesterday, someone, young gal for the Lynx, Minnesota Lynx, just set a new record for 10 threes in a game. You have some high-end quality basketball. As much as we're seeing men's sports evolve bigger, stronger, faster, you're seeing the exact same thing with the women's game. So let's stick to that and let's celebrate the good quality basketball that we're seeing. But no, it's the drama, like talking about the racism and white privilege and, all that stuff. The example I brought up about black guy sacking a white quarterback and getting a flag. Never would we ever see him take to Twitter and say, oh, white privilege, that's why I got flagged. No, but we're seeing that left and right in the WNBA. A lot of jealousy, it feels like we're seeing in the WNBA. Not a successful long-term model. Yeah, the press, we're talking about it, but they're losing me at the same time. I'd rather just play some good quality ball and not this drama, the hate mongering.
Yeah, you summed it up, Eddie. I'm in on this too. Like, it's not good for long-term success because at some point after you see another spat and it's the same thing over and over again, you lose people. You get tuned out and it'll become less relevant. So there is talent there. It is great to see. It pops up way more on my algorithm in social media, and I'm looking at it now. I'm going, oh, okay. But if we're talking about bickering and fighting and the same crap over and over again, you're going to lose people.
And so to that point, Tom, what's that leash look like to you? And do you think, as a little bit of an add-on to that, do you think that the league itself and the people that operate this organization of the WNBA say, yeah, that's good. We don't care how we're getting eyes to it, but we need more attention. We need more eyes. So if it is stirring this pot, maybe in a political side of things with, people wanting to know where Caitlin Clark stands on the spectrum left to right, which I don't know why, but they do. Like, are you okay with that? Or do you want to be like, no, let's try and qualm some of this stuff and get back to, as Eddie pointed out, the higher quality of basketball than we've ever seen in the league's history.
Brando, I don't like that stuff. Like, me personally, some people they like to get into the weeds with that type of thing. Not me. So it's more about the basketball and the level of competition on the court.
Yeah.
And rivalries there. Let's use Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, for example. If they're battling it out and then they're smack talking each other in the post-game press conference, great. But as soon as it spills into like, she said, and it's this, it's that, then I'm like, okay, no.
What is it? The old shut up and dribble.
Yeah. Exactly.
No doubt.
Exactly. Finally, today is National S'mores Day. I love s'mores. I wish there was a way to enjoy them more regularly, right? Because you like, I live in an apartment. I don't got a campfire, a pit in the backyard that I'm going out to roast them on. Now, I will say at the farm, I would sometimes just like go out and on like a fork, essentially try and roast them like on the barbecue. Like get the heat up all the way and get a little singe on them, because sometimes you're just really jonesing for it.
We do it on our little gas or propane little fireplace outside.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's pretty good still. So s'mores as a flavor profile, there's a pizza place that they have a new like s'mores dessert that I've indulged in a couple times. Unreal. But I think it is the best Blizzard flavor as well.
Man, you went over on deleting those 85 beers, bro, with this take. I couldn't be more out.
What?
S'mores as the best Blizzard flavor? Dude. No, and I don't need to.
Easy out.
Easy out. We could go mint Oreo. We could go Score. We could go like Turtle. We could go. What is that?
You're talking about all the menu staples. Like those are there.
The Royal Blizzards with the stuff in the middle.
See, I don't know if I'm huge on that.
I'm down with the Royals.
The s'mores, it's a seasonal one. It comes back just in the summertime, and it's such a treat. Chocolate.
I've never done
graham cracker crumble all in there, and then like the marshmallow flavoring and stuff. It's so good.
I did a Biscoff recently, extra topping. Whoa, talk to me. I'm out on this.
So what's your number one? Pick a number one.
A number one. If I'm going to Dairy Queen to get a Blizzard, oh man, it's gonna be something probably peanut chocolatey, depending on if they have a specialty item.
Reese's Pieces.
I don't mind Reese's, but more Turtle.
Turtle,
something like that, or a specialty item if they have.
Yeah, the like limited time ones, they're always usually worth the
limited time.
We're the sample, if nothing else, to get a little taste of it.
I don't mind the strawberry cheesecake too.
Yeah,
little cheesecake bits in there.
I feel like Donovan wants in on this. I could see him.
What do you got, Donnie? Where are you at, man?
There we go. Now the mic's on. I actually love the shows. The S'mores Blizzard is awesome.
It is awesome.
But Chocolate Extreme, the Chocolate Brownie Extreme one, that's
a
the
great
one.
show, Donovan. I think
the
that's
one.
probably my number 2 on my power ranking, because
the
that one
brownie
is
bits.
awesome. Yeah, it's super chocolate loaded, but the brownie pieces are really the kicker on that one that make it so high on my rankings.
What's the biggest size you can eat?
Oh,
if you're gonna get this chocolate extreme, what size?
These days, I don't know if I've ever in my life had a Blizzard larger than a small, because when I was growing up, they didn't have like the mini ones they do now. But honestly, usually the mini is the one I'm good for, and because then it's not totally melted even by the time you get to the bottom of it. So, and especially for how chocolatey that the extreme
It's
one
rich.
is. I wouldn't be going bigger than a mini on that.
How about you? What's the biggest size you can get a Blizzard?
Just the small is fine.
Small, eh?
Yeah, I'm satisfied with the small. There's enough ice cream in there.
I do a medium, and then sometimes, not all the time, Donnie, not all the time. But then sometimes if I'm really feeling it, I'll get the extra toppings.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, just load it
because
up a little
they
bit,
don't mix it all the way to the bottom.
So
like
true.
there's a lot of ice cream at the bottom, just vanilla.
Mm.
And man, you're walking out of there like $23 later.
It's
crazy, bro.
It's
In
crazy.
this economy.
Yeah.
I usually try and mix it up because I'm a huge peanut butter parfait guy
Oh
too.
boy, talk to me, dude.
So, or even sometimes if you just, hot fudge sundae, because you get those, the problem with the parfait, they only come in the one size and it's so big. It's huge.
Too much.
So you sometimes just go hot fudge sundae, a small one of those, and add some peanuts maybe if you're jonesing for a little crunch.
Jay and Victoria, cappuccino score is the best. Buds Nation, Reese Blizzard, hands down. Bonaccord Greg says Duke probably goes white girl crazy for pumpkin spice around Halloween.
The pumpkin, the fall flavor, the pumpkin pie Blizzard.
That nice.
Very
it's
good.
Nice. It is. It
Very
is.
good.
Yeah.
I'll absolutely indulge
The
in,
crust chunks?
at least one of those per fall season for sure.
Likewise.
Mhm.
I like me a good PSL too, actually, Tommy.
Really?
Oh, I'm a
That's fine.
PSL. Yeah.
That's fine. You're basic.
And then that's
How's it,
Christmas time. I'm a basic B. At Christmas, I like the what is it? The I forget. There's a Christmas one. that comes out.
Like the
a
mint?
Yeah, the mint. There
Like
we go.
a candy
Yeah.
cane.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
candy
yeah,
cane
yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
And see, yeah, no, that
No,
ain't-
I'm talking drinks though, like
Oh,
lattes.
drinks.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
a peppermint.
Yeah,
A
peppermint.
peppermint.
There we go.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah. Basic.
What are you up to the rest of the day?
I'm
This is-
shooting around the golf with
Let's
the Derek,
go.
baby.
Let's go.
8085 is coming to play.
I like it. Lock it in, buddy. Great stuff today. Always good to see you.
You
Hey,
too, Tommy.
And you're gone the rest of the week. You're going to
Yeah,
Winnipeg?
I'll be gone. So I'm gonna miss Friday and I'll miss Monday.
Okay.
But I'll yak with you boys next week.
Look forward to it. Safe travels. Have a great round today, Eddie. Good stuff as always, my friend.
Thanks, boys.
There we go. Boom. We got to get to a sports update brought to you by Fusion Promo Marketing. Expand your brand, high quality promotional products for businesses, sports teams, and corporate events. Get noticed at fusionpromomarketing.ca. That's Fusion with the Z. Here's Brando.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Toronto Blue Jays finish off their set in Philadelphia with a loss 7-6. That coming in 12 innings. The second straight day, extra innings necessary. The Jays cannot get the sweep done over the Phillies. Elsewhere, Red Sox losing to the Athletics 4-3. Yankees fall to the Braves 2-1. Orioles double up on the Rangers 10-5. And the Rays beat the Mariners in the nightcap 4-1. NFL preseason news: New England Patriots and tight end Hunter Henry coming to terms on a 2-year extension worth up to $20 million for the 31-year-old. And tough news out of Washington is Commander star left tackle Laramie Tunsil undergoing surgery to repair a torn triceps and is expected to miss significant time, potentially the entire season. Finally, at the local level, Canadian Junior Football League, Edmonton Wildcats, rough one yesterday from Sherwood Park. They fall 56-1 at the hands of Regina. Coming up in hour 3 of the Tom Gazzola Show, we'll be joined by Stephen Ellis from Daily Faceoff. I'm Brandon Douglas at your Sports 1440 update.
This is Sports 1440, a Stingray radio station broadcasting on Treaty 6 territory.
Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen to CKJR wherever you go.
You don't just need property services, you need problems handled. HireGood provides cleanup, debris removal, site monitoring, and safety attendance across Edmonton. We reduce issues on your property, keep spaces safe, and take pressure off your team. We resolve real problems for businesses while creating real impact because our team is built on second chances and they show up every day ready to prove it. Visit hiregood.ca or call and mention Jason Greger for a first-time discount. HireGood. Stable jobs create stable lives.
Are you a skilled laborer? All-Star Construction wants to talk to you. A heavy equipment operator with Traco or backhoe experience? All-Star Construction wants to talk to you, too. With work in and around Edmonton for local land developers, All-Star Construction offers year-round employment. Whether it's power, gas, or telecom, developers rely on All-Star Construction to get the job done. So if you're a skilled laborer or a heavy equipment operator with Traco or backhoe experience searching for work, search All-Star Construction on Indeed.
Summer weekends in Alberta mean one thing: tournament season.
I brought the folding chairs. I brought the sunscreen. I brought the umbrella, just in case.
But who brought the snacks to get through a doubleheader?
I got Alberta's best beef jerky.
Wilhauk Beef Jerky, the ultimate sideline fuel. Whether you're cheering on the kids or watching the pros, load up on Alberta's best beef jerky.
Wilhauk Beef Jerky, because you can't have summer fun with salad. Only available in Leduc.
Come for Canada's largest trade shows, the biggest names in entertainment, exhilarating sporting events, and more. And stay for the experience at the Edmonton Expo Centre. Looking for the perfect place to host your next big event? From trade shows to galas, meetings, and concerts, the Edmonton Expo Centre has the space, event expertise, and service to make your next event unforgettable. With over 522,000 square feet of flexible event space, in-house catering, and operational expertise, they bring your biggest vision to life. Learn more at edmontonexpocentre.com today.
Everything is going to be okay. Any business, regardless of size, can stumble occasionally. I'm Dan McDicken, a licensed insolvency trustee with Faber. If your business is facing financial challenges, our team of chartered insolvency and restructuring professionals have corporate debt recovery solutions that work. Schedule your free Faber Focus session at faber.ca today. Chances of a positive outcome increase if you engage Faber sooner rather than later.
for all your welding supplies. Think AWS Welding. Located in Nisku, their readily stocked storefront carries a wide variety of welding glasses, cylinder rentals, plus welding rod, wire, and consumables. Same-day delivery is always available. And if they don't have it, AWS Welding will find it for you fast. Visit their online store today at awswelding.ca or give them a call or text at 780-979-0470. AWS Welding. They make it happen.
Jason Greger isn't just a sports guy. He's a community builder.
With over $3 million raised for local charities.
And his Greger Foundation, he's making a difference on and off the air. Check out Greger weekday afternoons on Sports 1440.
Hey, Edmonton, thinking about your next SUV? Think Subaru. The Subaru Forester has earned an IIHS top safety pick or higher for 20 years in a row. Add legendary Subaru symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and the 2026 JD Power Canada Best Residual Value Award among compact SUVs, and you've got an SUV that's built to protect today and hold its value tomorrow. This month, take advantage of loyalty rates as low as 0.99%. Come test drive the Forester at your local Subaru dealership today. Welcome to Uncommon.
I finished a 5K in 94th place, right after a man wearing jeans. Then a volunteer gave me a medal. But I don't want participation trophies, unless they're from Bet365. With their daily prize matcher game, I win by matching gold coins, cherries, and more. Take that, denim man. Thanks, Bet365.
If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. 18 plus only. T's and C's apply.
The Tom Gazzola Show on Edmonton's sports leader, Sports 1440.
Presented by Bet365. Alberta, we are here to stay.
Hour number 3 of the Tom Gazzola Show. Yeah, Manic Monday. Little Bengals there. Susanna Hoffs. Thank you, Brendan. She's a very fetching.
It's a Monday staple, Tommy. We got to get it in.
Yeah, I like
every Monday is manic around here.
Yeah, I mean, we're all coming out of what was a weekend of frivolity, I would say.
Eventful.
And we're in it together. Tom Gazzola, Brandon Douglas, Donovan Paulson with you. We will be joined by Stephen Ellis in about 10 minutes to talk a little hockey. And then in hour number 4, Tyrell Ford from the Elks, coming off their loss to the Montreal Alouettes on Saturday. He will be here to take a look back at that game, and then we'll look ahead to the Saturday's matchup against the Toronto Argonauts. That's Family Day on Saturday, brought to you by Goodwill. So hopefully a lot of kids are out there with their moms and dads. And maybe the Elks provide another W, get into the win column again after a couple of losses to 2 of the best teams in the league. Obviously, the Elks are up there at 6-3 as well, but I think Montreal kind of showed everybody that they are for real again this year. Of course, this show brought to you by Bet365. Canada just hit the biggest home run of the summer. Bet365 available in Alberta, and it's here to stay. Download the app. Must be 18 plus to play. Please play responsibly. Text us, 1-833-401-1440. Lots of texts coming in today, which is always great. And then if you're watching on YouTube, hit that like button, share, subscribe. We appreciate it very, very much. And we're off and running. It's crazy, like you brought up the blizzard in or out, and now people are all over it. I'm glad to see the support for Score, because that's a delicious option, in my opinion.
And it's slept on a little bit. I like a Score bar, but I do think that Score is a better flavor or topping or mix-in for a variety of different type of dessert or treats than it is as a standalone chocolate bar. And I don't know if you can necessarily say that the same about everything. Like some are that good on their own, but then they're also good as a mix-in or a topping. Whereas Score, whether it's in a I don't know, it goes by like Death by Chocolate or a Sex in a Pan, like a dessert where it's cake and whipped cream and Score all in there.
Yeah.
That is in my opinion, its best application. But any sort of crumble on top or in with ice cream, it is very good. That toffee or whatever it's, I guess, called
it's toffee
in the middle. So good.
Yeah. Score bar on its own can be a battle.
Sometime. By the time you're through it, at the end, you're picking, you got the tongue in the back of your teeth, getting that toffee out. You need to find yourself a floss pretty quick.
Yeah. Jana, longtime happy listener. You guys were going back and forth about the peanut butter parfait.
Yeah. Well, and the Buster Bar.
So that
it's essentially a peanut butter parfait frozen together on a stick. Like everyone knows, everyone knows the dilly bar, right?
Yeah, dilly bar classic.
The dilly bar. A Buster Bar is a dilly bar, but there's peanuts in it and like fudge at the core. So it's in my opinion, it's the best like ice cream treat, right? Traditionally, you know, whether you're getting it out of an ice cream truck or the van or at the gas station, like the little top sliding door freezer cooler. Now, Buster Bar, you can only get it at one place, which makes it a hot commodity. But to me, that stands alone in the something you're eating handheld, like on a stick or whatever.
Right. Triple C in a truck says, I have no clue why Dairy Queen went away from the Reese's Pieces Smarties. That was the best one ever. The cups just don't do it. They went away from it? I haven't gone and gotten a Slurpee or pardon me, a Blizzard in forever. Or Slurpee, to be honest.
Why?
I feel like it was a staple.
Cups just don't do it. What does that mean? You can absolutely still get those regular flavors in a Blizzard.
Okay. I was worried for a second there. Donna was worried too. Montana says Reese's Pieces over cups. Classic triple C. Oh, I see. Montana Rice.
Oh, so he's saying you can't get Reese's Pieces candy anymore.
Oh, like Reese peanut butter cups.
Right. So if you're getting a Blizzard now and you get a Reese's one, it's those tiny mini cups instead of the actual ground up Reese's Pieces.
Okay, I know.
And you can't get a Smartie?
He's saying you can't get the Smarties Reese's anymore in there, but it's now the little cup.
I think we've landed. I think we've landed to where he was trying to get to. But
we problem solved.
Is that? Yeah, I can kind of see that because you lose a little bit of the crunch.
Yeah.
Right, with the hard candy shell.
Yeah.
Compared to the little mini cups.
Yes, I totally get that. Interesting.
That's a valid take. I can stand by it.
I haven't tried it with the pieces with the cups.
Yeah.
But it was good with the original Smarties Reese's. So that sounds like a valid take, actually. Once in a blue moon, you know, even the blind squirrel finds the nut sometimes. Triple C.
We're figuring it out. We're figuring it out together. Yeah. And then like Smarties, that's you can get in a McFlurry at McDonald's, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just, you know, we're talking heavy ice cream here.
We are.
The flavor one, I think it was for the World Cup and they've just had it carried over. It's like, I can't remember, it's like golden something. I don't even know what's in it. It's like the specialty flavor of McFlurry right now.
Oh,
so good. Really recommend.
They have coffee crisp there?
They do. Is that might be a rotational one? I don't know if it's there all the time.
I think that would be pretty
They had
good.
a Biscoff one, which I know there's a Biscoff Blizzard right now too. But the Biscoff McFlurry, that was part of their international menu heist thing they did earlier this year. That was really good.
Okay, I get it. Oh, I'm getting hungry all of a sudden.
Yeah, me too. Maybe I need a little ice cream treat for myself today.
You know what? You deserve
big
it.
reward for getting through it. Dragging myself out of bed this morning and I'll see if I can show you guys during the break because every year I always just wear a t-shirt, like at best, right?
Yeah.
But when I'm playing slow pitch, I have a couple old jerseys / shirts that have the sleeves cut off of them.
Of course.
So then this upper part of my arm sees sun for the first time all summer, and it gets pretty pink pretty fast.
Is it sun kissed?
It's sun made out with. How's that?
Sloppy.
It was sloppy. Like it was tongue and everything.
Oh wow.
So now, and this is a joke going back several years, that my arms look like Neapolitan ice cream because the dark tan on the lower part, strawberry red, and then from my shoulder in, it is still just pasty, god awful white. It looks like the rest of Donovan's body, but it's only just from my shoulders in.
That was an unnecessary shot fire.
Low blow.
You're like a ghost, Donovan.
Oh boy. Hey, he looks like you got some sun. You got some sun?
Oh yeah, I got some sun.
Yeah,
but much like yourself, I have a very weird tan where my neck and then up to my shoulders, because I went to the Great Outdoors Comedy Fest
when
it was here. And so I had to take the tarp off because it was like 28 degrees and I was just dying. So I got way too much sun on my shoulder. And there's like this, we'll call it like a 6-inch gap of just really weird. It's like a racing stripe.
Oh, jeez. That's weird. That is weird. Cat Dad says, Donovan, how was AC/DC? Did you go?
I did not go.
Oh, okay.
I don't.
Donovan's never been.
I
to a
still have
concert.
never been to a concert. Yeah, so
that's crazy. That's crazy. By all accounts, AC/DC was very good last night. Okay. Enough silliness. We're going to talk hockey when we come back. Stephen Ellis joining us from Daily Faceoff. We're into hour number 3 here on the Gazzola Show, brought to you by Bet365.
Mr. Rooter cries like a little tiny baby child.
Hey, Mr. Rooter, you've got a package from Mrs. Rooter.
Aw, the card says, thank you for our unbreakable bond. You're the pro press fitting to my copper pipe.
Ooh, what's in the package, Mr. Rooter?
Let's see. It's a Plumbus 2000 spud wrench. She knew I'd never buy one for myself.
Just like tears. It's flowing or it's free with Mr. Rooter.
I love that woman.
The second half is yours. Lock in your seat with our new 5-game season pass and get a $25 voucher. Half season, full energy. Get your season pass at goelks.com. Edmonton Elks, our city, our year.
It's time to hit the greens. Elevate your golf game with Country Club Tour Golf Academy. No matter your experience, our PGA of Canada teaching pros are here to help. Enjoy lessons year-round between our 7 CCT golf courses and 2 state-of-the-art indoor facilities. Choose the location convenient for you. We offer private lessons, group lessons, expert club fittings, and junior cams. Visit our website to learn more and get ready to take your game to the next level. Booking is easy. Go to countryclubtour.com/golf academy and schedule your lesson today.
Tap into the fun of Play Alberta's most popular casino games. From the fast-paced spins of Cash Eruption to the retro thrills of Sevens Wild, online excitement is always at your fingertips. Spin through your choice of popular slots or discover Alberta-exclusive games you won't find anywhere else. Visit playalberta.ca/Gregor to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/Gregor. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense.
Hey, sports fans, we've got a clear choice for you. At Crystal Glass, we provide customers with the perfect glass for any job. From home to auto and even commercial, installation or repairs, we're your team. Call 310-GLASS or visit crystalglass.ca. Crystal Glass.
It's cone season at McDonald's, which means vanilla cones are $1 each plus tax in the McDonald's app all summer long. Soft, creamy, and crunchy. For just $1 each plus tax exclusively in the McDonald's app. App download and registration required at participating McDonald's in Canada.
Recently, our company softball team lost the big game by 1 run. Then Dale tried to console us with the quote, winning isn't everything. Well, Dale and I are very different. I get early payout from Bet365. If my team goes up big, I get paid out instantly, even if they blow the lead later. Sound familiar, Dale? Thanks, Bet365.
If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. 18 plus all. T's and C's apply.
The Tom Gazzola Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X. Presented by Bet365. Alberta, we're here to stay.
We continue here on the Tom Gazzola Show, brought to you by Bet365. Join the conversation. Hit us up, 1-833-401-1440. Tom, Brandon, Donovan in studio here, and we're cruising along on a Monday, and we're pleased to be welcomed by Stephen Ellis from Daily Faceoff. Talk a little bit about prospects. He's got a new article out today that we'll have to talk about, focusing on the St. Louis Blues, and then a happy ending for Canada at the Hlinka Gretzky here in Edmonton as well, which is good. A bold 8-1 victory to take home the gold medal, and a little bit of retribution against the U.S. on the ice. It's been a tough go for anybody in Canada's red and white, whether it's the ladies, whether it's the guys. The U.S. has had our number, but not today. Stephen, how are you, man? Good morning.
I'm good. How are you doing?
Oh, we're hanging in there. We're getting through. We've got a serious case of the Mondays, I would say, but we're in it together, man. We're in it together.
Yeah, unfair. Like with the weather right now, it's pouring rain here. It's not exactly the most exciting day, so it is what it is.
Yeah, no, we're grinding through. So yeah, I know everybody was busy over the weekend. There was a lot of focus on the prospects at the Hlinka Gretzky. There was a ton of scouts and hockey types, obviously, in town for it. But how much of the Hlinka Gretzky do you get into, and what kind of tool is the Hlinka Gretzky tournament for those that are keeping tabs on prospects?
Yeah, so this is a good opportunity to get a good look at these guys pretty early in the season. It is still August, and it's something where it takes a lot of these players a bit to kind of get up to full speed. Like Alexei Joseph was one of the top prospects heading into the tournament. It felt like it took him a good 3 or 4 games before we saw him at his best. And it's a lot of hockey in a short span. Like you think about tournaments in the World Juniors, you might get 7 games in 11 or 12 days, but like they start the tournament by playing 3 games in 3 days. Like that's a lot of hockey in a short span, even for young guys, especially also given the fact that they haven't played much competitive action in months. And for some guys, it might have been, February, March. So it's a lot of hockey to ask out of these guys, but it's an opportunity more so to find guys that kind of slipped under the radar, because scouts are following obviously the year before. They're watching the 2026 draft. They might not be following the 2027 group as often. Everyone knows about the big names like the Landon DuPonts of the world, but what about finding somebody who can come in there and shine through and impress that maybe didn't get a ton of attention? And that's something where a couple of the American players really look good. So it's also kind of cool from a Canada perspective. As you mentioned, they won gold. It's kind of the one time that Canada is able to bring its best junior players together. Like you look at the World Juniors, and a couple of those guys are in the NHL every year. Last year was Schaefer and Celebrini. It wasn't the best U20 team they could put together. You look at the U18 World Championship in the spring. Some of those guys are still playing in the CHL playoffs. Some of them are injured from the long grind of the season. And then you look at the U17s where they split that team into 2 every November. So this is kind of one of the most exciting times if you're like a diehard Team Canada fan, because they typically dominate this tournament because they usually bring the best players available.
Yeah, and we saw that. And obviously the statement win 8-1 in the final is indicative of that. Okay, you mentioned a couple guys from the U.S. kind of caught some attention for good reasons. Anybody else? Like which guys in particular, and how much can a player's stock rise in a tournament like the Hlinka Gretzky?
Not in a huge way, because again, we're talking about it being August here, and this is still the part where a lot of these guys are just kind of showing what they're capable of for the first time. But you look at a guy like Gavin Burkhardt. I thought he had a pretty solid showing at the USA National Boys Festival a few months ago in Amherst, Buffalo, and New York area. And with him, he had 5 goals and 9 points. Very impressive showing for him. He looked good. Ethan Sung, very small. I think he's only like 5'6" or 5'7", but he had 4 goals, 6 points. Looked really good there. Outside of the States, you look at a Thomas Selic, 8 points. He had 6 points in 1 game, but every single night for Slovakia, he was their best player. You look at if you want to look at the Canada front, Maddox Schultz, Liam Pugh, those 2 guys were so good. They're 2028 draft prospects, but they are so good together. They're going to play in Regina this year in the WHL. And I think they're going to be on Canada's World Junior radar. I think they're going to play a lot of minutes at that tournament if they end up making it, and they probably should. They are so good. If you're looking for more of a local flavor, Caden Strader, Edmonton Oil Kings, he had 9 points. He was outstanding, one of the better, I would say, secondary scorers for Team Canada, but he was still 5th in tournament scoring, and he was 1 point off the tournament lead. So I'd say he did pretty good. But yeah, I think this is one where the guys like Landon DuPont still impressed. Jonah Neuenschwander, a couple of these guys that are more high-end prospects, but it was nice to see these other guys kind of show up here too.
Absolutely. Stephen Ellis joining us now from Daily Faceoff. As you guys are working on your prospect pool breakdown today, you talked about the St. Louis Blues. This is a team in transition out in St. Louis, and I know Alex Steen comes in, takes over for Doug Armstrong, and it's been an interesting couple of years for the Blues, making some big moves in the offseason, some bold moves. Obviously, you want to look back a couple of years in the offer sheets and the coup that they pulled off against the Oilers. Where does St. Louis stand when it comes to its prospect pool? Give us a bit of a tease on your article today.
Well, it's a team that actually has quite a bit of skill. Like Tynan Lawrence was a guy that at one point, even coming out of the Hlinka last year, was a legitimate threat to go 1st overall, and he fell to 11th. And I think that's going to be a good value pick. Justin Carbonneau, outstanding offensive dominance in the QMJHL the past couple of years. I can't wait to watch him in the AHL. Adam Juracek, you might remember him from the World Juniors, Czechia, just like pissing off every Canadian player out there. He's a skilled guy. His brother, David Juracek, hasn't really kind of figured out his NHL role, but I think Adam could end up being a bit better. So this is actually a group that's kind of got good depth everywhere, good defenders, some decent centers. Marcus Gidloff, a goalie who could potentially be an NHLer in the next 3 to 4 years. Luve Herenstam, who was Sweden's goalie at the World Junior. So it's a pretty strong pool. Like I'd say they're definitely top 10. And it's kind of because we're doing these alphabetical. And
right.
There was a certain point where it's like you got Dallas and Edmonton and Florida and LA, and you look at these pipelines, like these are depressing to talk about. But then you get, at this point where you're getting St. Louis and you're getting San Jose and groups like that. That's a lot of fun. Then you get to Toronto and Tampa Bay, where for Toronto it's like if McKenna's not on the list, it's not a really exciting group. For Tampa Bay, Sam O'Reilly and basically nothing else. Like it's something where it's kind of funny. You get these little spurts of really exciting groups and then some that are just dreadful to look at.
Yeah, I know it's not deep here in Edmonton. And you mentioned Sam O'Reilly. How do you see him and his potential? Because I know watching him at the Memorial Cup, got a lot of people talking around here, and understandably so. But some people are saying, hey, he's 20 years old. He's been there before. He's a man going up against boys. I don't know, man. When he was in camp with the Oilers, I had a chance to talk to him a couple of times. Like, this kid's going to play. He's just a good dude. He had great demeanor. And when they traded him for Isaac Howard, I was like, well, let's see how this goes. I hope there's a payoff there. But I'm just kind of curious, Steven, your thoughts, because you brought him up.
Yeah, like him and Howard are going to be linked together because of the trade, but they're such different players. Like you look at Howard, I feel like there's more potential for him to be an impact top 6 player. But then you see Sam O'Reilly, he's got a significantly higher floor. And I think that's something you're looking at here. If you're an Oilers fan, it's like, that would have been nice to have. But like, I don't think this is a guy that's going to get 50 points in the NHL. I could see Howard do that. I think with Sam O'Reilly, you're probably looking at maybe a third line center, but one that protects the puck well, can play on the penalty kill. And we saw that at the World Juniors where there was a kind of a bet going on through the media. It's like you'd have to like was he actually going to score any goals? And it was like a bunch of beers were going to be traded and stuff like that, depending on how many goals he got. And then he just kept producing and he kept playing so well. And he was one of Canada's best players in that tournament, but he's playing an energy role. And I think that's something where he's really good because he's a matchup nightmare. I don't think this is a guy that drives the play particularly well. I don't think he's going to go out there and destroy you with his pure speed, but there aren't really many flaws in his game either. Like there's just so many tools in his toolkit there. I know a little cliche, but like that's what makes him valuable. When you look at a guy like Howard, you see that offensive ability. You see that shot that he has. He sees that ability to go out there and put pucks on net. And if he could do that consistently, I think Oiler fans are going to be very okay that they traded a guy like Sam O'Reilly. But it's just they're very different style players.
Yeah, that's very fair, and we'll see how each player develops and where it goes. Okay, Steven, there's a text here from Mike. It says, can you ask Ellis about his ball hockey tryout with the Netherlands?
Yes. So I tried out for the Dutch national team as one of their goalies, and it was a tough competition. I'm one of the more inexperienced guys, but I got the message on Saturday that I am going to be joining the team in Florida for the championships we're doing there. So that's going to be really good. I'm looking forward to it. Who knows what my role will be. Hopefully I get to fight the other team's goalies. I get to punch them in the face or something. That's what I got to go out there and do. So it was pretty cool to get that message.
Oh my God. Okay. That's cool. I didn't know about that, but that's amazing. So are you your backup? Like what did we do here? How did we make the team? How did we find out?
So we had a bunch of tryouts. I had to go up against some pretty damn good goalies, but in my 2 exhibition games we played, I only allowed 1 goal over 2 games. So I did as well as I possibly could have done there. So again, I think if NHL teams are looking for a goalie, you got a few months before I go play for the Dutch team. So Edmonton in particular, can we trust Freddie Anderson? Can we trust Tristan Jarry? I don't know. I think you got to give me a shot there. So I think just give me some free tickets to the water park and I'll do it.
Oh, we can arrange that for you. I think we can take care of that. Being in West Edmonton Mall and having our studios there, no problem. But yeah, that's amazing. The boys are howling; they love it. Okay, so I'm assuming you have who's coming up next on the previews after the St. Louis one.
So about like 20 minutes ago, I finished the Toronto, but Tampa's tomorrow. Then it's Toronto. Then it again goes alphabetical until we finish with Winnipeg next week. Then I'm thankfully taken some time off to not think about prospect pools. You can only talk about so many random prospects before you start getting bored of, who's a potential third pairing defenseman. But I'll have a ranking of all the prospect pools from 1 to 32, and then I also have my usual top 75 drafted prospect story, and then just goes on from there.
Okay, I might be getting ahead of myself, but because I'm looking at the Golden Knights, how do you assess the way they do business and the type of prospects that they have?
Prospects, do they have any?
Exactly. That's why I bring it up.
Yeah, like that's the thing where they clearly want to be in win now mode, and when they're finally out of that mode, when it's like, okay, we got to start selling some pieces here, that's going to be a very, very awful few years for that franchise. But I think that's their focus is like all in, no breaks. Let's just see what happens here. And you see some of the guys that haven't really panned out the last couple of years, like a guy like Brandon Brisson or Lucas Cormier. But then maybe if Trevor Connolly pans out, you're probably happy. But yeah, it's a team that it's always interesting when you see that they actually send PR people to the draft. It's like, why? You guys don't draft anybody. Like, you don't need to do anything there, especially in the first round. So that is not a good prospect pool. And I don't think anybody in Vegas will be offended me saying that.
No, that's fair. You know what? I'm assuming that the PR people are sent to the draft because they have to have those PR meetings. Apparently, they're it tied into the draft now. At least I was told by Sean May from the Kings over the weekend when I saw him. So I'm assuming that was their real responsibility, especially if they're not drafting anyone. Okay, a couple of people have texted in about your ball hockey endeavors. Mike D says, hell yeah, congrats, Steven. And then, Alberto says, okay, for ball hockey, you need the reason why goalie gear. Does that make sense to you? Wouldn't you just use your hockey stuff?
So I have a reasoning, the goalie glove they have, which is like the lightest glove you're ever gonna find, which is why I love it. It's like it's made of plastic essentially, so you couldn't take a puck to it. I have a regular glove for ice hockey, but for this one, yeah, it's like it's a bigger pocket. It's still fully legal. I don't have it with me right now, but it's like the idea is that like the ball never flies out because the ball ice hockey gloves are meant to catch something much thinner, right? So you want a bigger surface area, and that's where that ball works. And then I have full ice hockey gear from that. I spent too much time trying to customize my helmets. And actually, I got a red-eye cage, like the ones NHL goalies use. In my first game in this one league, I got 22 penalty minutes in it. And that game, 10 minutes of it was because the cage was illegal. So then I got a penalty for like punching a guy in the face and trying to.
I like your style, Steve.
Yeah, so geez, I was a goon as a defenseman growing up as a kid, so I had to carry that over when I started playing goalie, and I think Jordan Binnington should watch out. I could take him out.
I respect the hell out of that. Hey, this was great. Congrats on making the Netherlands ball hockey team, and we're gonna have to do this again, pal. This was awesome.
Yeah, thanks so much.
There you go, Steven Ellis from Daily Faceoff Prospects. Obviously, check it out. He's got the St. Louis one that went out today, and then working on Toronto and Tampa coming up, and then beating the snot out of guys in ball hockey, which is kind of funny, to be honest with you. You guys were laughing quite a bit with what he was saying.
Well, if for anybody that actually follows Steven on Twitter, he posts stuff about his ball hockey exploits pretty right, like GoPro footage of his games and this really cool facility they play at in I assume his league down around Toronto.
Yeah.
This cool like barn almost, but it's like open concept, but there's a roof on it anyway. And yeah, Steven, he's got a unique style. And it's so cool that he actually did this, like pursued it to travel for this Dutch national team and then makes it. So I'm even more interested now to follow up and keep tabs on it once he gets down to, he said he's going Florida, right, for this event.
Yeah.
So that should be pretty sweet. Good for him. It's unreal. I love that. And he just leans into it that he's a goon type goalie.
I respect the hell out of that, to be honest with you. I think that's hilarious. And then if he's a half decent goal, he only let in 1 goal in 2 games.
Oh man,
his tryout. So
crazy.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And then I'm looking at this Reason Knee glove. I haven't. You're talking to a guy that
I'm not familiar with it either. And you're like, but you're a nerd for that kind of stuff, aren't you? You're a jersey guy and an arena guy. So I thought equipment guy would also be in your repertoire.
Yeah, no, this is new. I mean, the last set of goalie street hockey gear I remember was like Black Ice way back in the day, the classic stuff. But this glove is interesting. There's a couple of different ones too, but I see what he means about the pocket being big. Neat. Yeah, the evolution of ball hockey gear is kind of cool. Good stuff. The more you learn, We're learning on a Monday. All right. We'll dip out for a quick break. When we come back, we'll get to some texts. A bunch of texts are coming in. Keep those coming. 1-833-401-1440. It is a Monday edition of the Gazzola Show, brought to you by Bet365.
What's 426 divided by 12? Okay, if I carry the one, yeah, we're out.
Go Auto has a free credit calculator that does the math for you. See what you could qualify for, estimate your payments, and get a better idea of what's in your budget. Because shopping for a vehicle is exciting, but crunching numbers, yeah, not so much. Text check to 780-777-7777. That's check to 780 all sevens.
Whether you're a craft beer connoisseur or more of a wine aficionado, there's always something new to discover at Sherbrooke Liquor, a unique, family-owned, independent liquor store. The selection, incredible. The non-alcohol section is also very impressive. Sherbrooke Liquor, expert, knowledgeable staff with a passion for unique finds. More than just a liquor store, we're a community. Alberta's best, the one and only Sherbrooke Liquor. Wine, spirits, and oodles of beer. Visit SherbrookeLiquor.com.
Today on Hey Culligan, how smart is your water? Here's Tracy.
Hey, Culligan. I think my water might be dumb.
Good news, Tracy. Your water's not dumb. It's just not talking to you.
You can make my water talk.
No, but the new Culligan Smart Drinking Water System can talk to your phone to tell you when your water filters need changing and help you meet drinking water goals.
Now that's some brilliant H2O.
You said it, Tracy, and we're already on the way. Let us help you out with a free in-home water test from a local Culligan water expert at Culligan.ca.
From the first pitch to the final out, catch Toronto Blue Jays baseball games live right here. Don't miss a moment of Blue Jays baseball this season. Sports 1440 is proud to be the home of Blue Jays baseball.
Hey, my name is Samantha. I work as an assembly technician for Ford of Canada. What I love about working at Ford is knowing I'm part of something I'm proud to stand behind. And when Ford does something like employee pricing, it makes me even prouder to work here. And that means you pay what I pay.
Ford employee pricing is on now. On select 2026 F-150 models, get over $13,600 in total price adjustments. For details, visit your Alberta Ford store or Ford.ca.
Photographers, start your cameras. Vision Credit Union's annual photo contest is back. We're asking you to show us the people, places, and moments that made you glad you chose this rural life. Maybe it's the view from your farm, a walk down Main Street, neighbors pitching in, a weekend at the rodeo, or a sunset down a back road. Share your photo to show why life in rural Alberta is a choice worth celebrating. Enter and vote at whatsyourshare.ca.
Recently, our company softball team lost the big game by 1 run. Then Dale tried to console us with the quote, "Winning isn't everything." Well, Dale and I are very different. I get early payout for Bet365. If my team goes up big, I get paid out instantly, even if they blow the lead later. Sound familiar, Dale? Thanks, Bet365.
If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. 18 plus only. T's and C's apply.
The Tom Gazzola Show. Oiler insider and Jersey aficionado. Edmonton's sports leader. Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X. Presented by Bet365. Alberta, we're here to stay.
We roll on here on the Tom Gazzola Show, presented by Bet365. Join the conversation, 1-833-401-1440. Tom Gazzola, Brandon Douglas, Donovan Paulson with you. We will be joined by Terrell Ford at the start of hour number 4. Edmonton Elks DB, couple of picks in Montreal. Tough loss for the Elks, but going up against the creme de la creme in the CFL. And we'll see after back-to-back losses, tough one to Sask. And then on Saturday in Montreal, an opportunity this Saturday against the Toronto Argonauts to take advantage of an Argos team that's actually half decent. And they can burn you if you're not careful defensively. So we'll ask about Chad Kelly and defending him, and we'll see what the strategy is for the Elks to get back into the win column. And we'll reflect on Saturday's loss as well. Also, if you would like to go to that game and want a chance to win a pair of tickets, you can do that with us here at 1440. Every Elks home game week, we have you can enter to win tickets. You just got to text in Elks. That's it, to 1-833-401-1440. That puts you into a separate pool, and then an opportunity to get a pair of tickets. How many pairs of tickets do we give away? Multiples, right? We're doing this like every.
Yeah, they give some away like every day, I think.
Good. That's great.
I would agree.
Now, I mean, what kind of crowd do we think we're going to get? Hopefully, it's a half decent one.
Yeah, interesting question. Where we obviously saw the great turnout of 30,000 plus when the Riders were here, but we also understand that there's a large traveling contingency that comes over from across the border, and then a little bit of extra draw too for even the ones that aren't necessarily traveling, but transplants, familial history. That lots of Edmontonians that are Riders fans because of family ties and whatnot. So how much does that loss factor in? I still think we'll probably see 20.
I hope so.
But I kind of put that caveat on it that if the weather holds up, which it's supposed to rain all week here.
I know.
Does that mean that it can empty itself out and be ready to go for Saturday, which is currently a 45% chance of showers, but a high of 21 degrees? So
I hope there's no rain on Saturday. I hope we get a nice, pleasant summer day. And we got a lot of people out there want to see the Elks bounce back. Still a damn good team. And course correct and get that W on Saturday against the Argos. I did notice today, last week you said summer is fleeting, and that scared me, Brando. But this morning, leaving to come to the studio,
sun wasn't even over the horizon when I left.
It was a bit darker out there. Shoot.
It was just a glowing horizon. When I drove in the couple minutes east that I travel to make my way here each morning.
Yeah.
Wasn't even in my eyes. Now it is a little cloudy out there too, so I'll take that for what it's worth.
Bit overcast. I haven't taken a peek outside. Is it still?
I tried to, and I went out just to make this coffee, and it's still pretty gloomy. There was a chance that it was going to rain a little bit at top of the hour at 9 o'clock. I'm not sure if it did or not. I couldn't really see.
Okay, a couple texts to get to. I like this. Beer Man says, no AC/DC on a high from last night. Good show. Angus can still rock. From what I saw on social media, seemed to be really good. Everybody seemed to have a good time.
One of the guys on my team left. He wasn't there playing on Sunday because he was going to the concert with a bunch of buddies last night.
Yeah, it looked like a good crowd, everything. If you were wandering around downtown, you might have noticed some of the guys. I think that Brian Johnson's the lead singer now. Yeah, and has been for a very long time. I think he was bouncing around some of the establishments downtown. A friend of mine, she met him, which is kind of cool. I would imagine it'd be a good show. There's Connor. Connor's walking in. Jay in Victoria says, I'm hoping for 20,000 at the game. I just want an exciting game. Even if it's pouring, I'll be there. Let's go doubly. Bummed out. I'll miss Eddie in studio on Monday. Yeah.
Well, Eddie's not going to be here.
He's not going to be here. Yeah. He's off to Winnipeg tomorrow. And he's going to go visit his hometown. But we'll be all right. We'll be all right. And then a bunch of people, I made that black ice reference.
Yeah.
The goalie,
great callback.
Goalie gear that I think every kid had.
I think I had that at one point, but I was a big Road Warrior. I had a pretty sick set of that stuff, some TPS stuff.
Yeah.
And then my last pair that I had, and I was wearing them in gym class. Like I had my own road goalie gear for ball hockey in gym class. I'd bring it
to school.
Yeah. Like I kept it in an extra locker.
Oh, wow.
And it was it was actual Reebok stuff from Old Canadian Tire. It was awesome. It was sick.
Playing street hockey goalie is a lot of fun.
It was. I would say that was my one true passion as a kid. Like goalie. Legitimately. There was nothing I loved more than playing goalie for ball hockey or road hockey.
In gym class, it got pretty competitive.
Very competitive.
Oh,
physical.
Yeah. Yes. Fights would occur.
Those nice concrete brick walls of the
gym.
Delburn Gymnasium.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was good. Now, when you played street hockey, did you move on from tennis ball to the orange street hockey ball?
It depended on what was available. It was usually tennis ball, whereas like in gym class, it was always the orange rubber ball.
Yeah.
And there were even different, like there were soft ones and then there were like hard plastic ones. Used everything. And that was the same out on the street. The soft rubber ones were useless on the road.
Yep.
But if you got a hard one, that was good. And then tennis balls were usually the weapon of choice. And I mean weapon because
those things
the whole point of whoever wasn't playing goalie was to see how many welts you could leave on your buddy's chest or arms and even face before we managed to scrape up a helmet to wear or something.
Right. Well, I remember my buddy Adam. He had the full setup for road hockey gear. Obviously, like glove blocker, pads, mask, chest protector, pants, cup. You got to that point, 10, 11 years old, to start shooting that ball harder. And like a few people have texted in. Todd says both those balls hurt like hell when they were frozen. Yeah, especially the orange ball. It would. There was one that I think, I can't remember the name of the company, but they made one specifically for winter. So it was cold weather ball, like street hockey ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they hurt so much. And when I played like campus rec ball hockey at the U of A. It was just intramurals or whatever.
Yeah.
And for that, like, it's pretty intense. Like the first time we showed up and I see the other team's goalie, like literally putting on his entire bag of gear, like his regular goalie equipment. And so I'm kind of like, oh, is that the vibe here? And so at first I would just wear like a regular, like I would put a chest protector on, but it was usually my player chest protector. Just to take the sting off a little bit on the front more than anything. And my player pants too, because they weren't as bulky.
Right.
But then as we move along and I see every other guy is doing it in full kit.
Yep.
So I eventually had to do that as well. But yeah, that wasn't the case back in the high school days. That was just the road hockey pads, a crappy plastic helmet that hurt slightly less when you wore it off that instead of just right off your cheekbone. And no chest protector, no cup, no nothing. And the half the kids that are there playing are, pretty high-end hockey players that just ripping it at you.
I am reminded of a story from high school gym class where it was tough getting guys to play goalie, right? Minimal equipment.
Yeah.
And there was a couple like of the smarter kids that weren't real like athletes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Tom, you can say it. The nerds.
They were nerds. And I remember one of them, I can't remember his name, but his nickname from one of the bullies in high school was Q-Tip.
Which was you.
No, I was not. I was a very nice guy. I think I was very cordial.
Tom, you literally were just described as like, yeah, all of us jocks were rumming up, and then the smart kids that weren't athletic, they'd roll in, and we just pepper them.
I did not give this guy this nickname, but they called him Q-Tip.
Not bad.
I know. And he would play in net, and he was okay. He wouldn't complain about it, but it reminded me of, oh yeah, Q-Tip used to play in net, and he was half decent. Oh boy. Anyway,
the fact you can't remember his real name. But
I don't remember.
But you remember his, I assume, insulting nickname.
Because he was tall and skinny with like a little
unique little coif on top there or something.
Yeah, and it was blonde. So one of the bullies, like one of the guys that smoked, was bad boy
in grade 7. Yeah, I know the type.
Yeah, called him Q-Tip.
What high school did you go to again?
Austin
Tom?
O'Brien.
The AOB Crusaders.
We were the Crusaders.
That's the same as Declan's alma mater.
I didn't know he was an AOB Crusader.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we did. Dono, you want to get on? Did you guys anything?
Donovan also a bully in high school.
Were you? I can't see that.
You can tell because he's not very smart. So
holy smokes, you guys!
My God, the
Monday.
shots fired today.
It's just it's automatic. You're either the dumb jock, bully, or the nerd, the bullied. Donovan, don't lie.
I was definitely not on the bully side of things. I was definitely not.
So you got bullied.
I was also not on the bullied side of things. I was just a normal, somewhat decent kid. Like I didn't get myself in trouble. I just kind of, went about my business. I, hung out with my friends, but there were some ridiculous nicknames in my in my school back in the day.
What
There
school
was.
did you go to?
I was out in St. Albert. I
Oh,
went
okay.
to high school at Satches, St. Albert Catholic High School.
Oh, okay.
And there was definitely some kids that were not quite like Q-Tip, but there was some not fit for air nicknames.
I just remember Q-Tip vividly. Oh boy. A couple of texts have come in. We're having fun. We're gonna have Tyrell Ford joining us in the start of hour number 4. Team Dean says, "What a time to tune in. Donovan only bullies people on the radio." You and Brando have had this thing back and forth today. I've enjoyed it. Huss says, "We had a Q-Tip in our class as well. Unfortunately, I broke his collarbone in gym class playing football. He was a nice guy. I did not mean it or to do it at all." No, of course. And like our Q-Tip was skinny. He was not surprisingly a good distance runner. Short shorts, very quiet, straight A student. He's probably a rocket scientist right now. But yeah, I'm glad I wasn't the only one that had a Q-Tip in high school as a kid that we called him by that nickname. Montana to Rice says, "I had a replica Tommy Sallow Oilers and Curtis Joseph Leafs mask for street hockey. Legendary." When the street hockey masks started to have like the decals on them, if you will, that's when you knew it was getting serious. Titan says, "My boy got this new gear." Sent in a nice picture. Yeah, he looks good. Got that glove hand up high. The mask looking good. I like that, Titan. Very nicely done. And then Vincenzo texting and says, "Why don't they do the play on tournament here anymore?" I don't know. I played in it once or twice. I played in NHL Breakout back in the day with the big inflatable boards. I used to love that. I did notice they had a ball hockey Edmonton event at the party tent in Ice District in the event center. And my buddy's son was playing in that. It looked really good. Nice setup and everything. So I don't know why they don't do play on, but I do remember play on, even playing it as an adult, and it would get feisty and just unnecessarily feisty. Like ball
it's just
hockey
the natural with any sport like that. And dude, you see, like I said, I was playing slow pitch all weekend in this town of 50 people, but there are some out of town teams that come in and things get heated. It's just the nature of sport. To me, the difference is, even if you get heated in the moment, do you have the awareness to like either at the immediate or at least after the fact recognize that and be like, okay, I took that too far. I was being a little too intense because this is just a recreational sport. Like there's no need for that to happen at that time. I say the same thing. Like you can be competitive without crossing those lines. That's what I say to people when I'm playing in beer league hockey. Like, buddy, we're playing like Div 8 beer league in Edmonton. Why are you so worked up about this?
Where's all the scouts?
It's not a big deal.
11 o'clock on a Friday. No. Dave in Section T says, "I thought all the best Polish athletes went to O'Leary, Tom. What's a Northside kid doing at AOB?" Well, my mom, little Polish lady who worked for Edmonton Catholic Schools, she said, "You're not going to O'Leary? That's where all your hockey buddies and your Italian cousins are going to be." She made me go to AOB because her cousin, Uncle Jerry, as he's known, was the vice principal. And guess what? Checkmate by my mom, because I didn't get into any trouble in high school. I was stuck in a school with people I didn't really know. I became friends with them, obviously. But Dave in Section T, great question. Appreciate that. All right, we're going to step out for a breather. When we come back, Tyrell Ford, we do need to get to the Sports 1440 update brought to you by AWS Welding Supplies and Nisku product sales, servicing, calibrating, and free same-day delivery of in-stock items to Leduc, Nisku, and South Edmonton, your one-stop shop for all things welding. AWSwelding.ca. Here's Brando.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Latter day in the MLB with just 10 games on the slate. The Blue Jays kick things off. First pitch just after 5, taking on the Red Sox. Jameson Taillon taken back to the hill for Toronto. Catch that game right here on Sports 1440. Join in progress at the conclusion of the Jason Gregor Show. Elsewhere, Minnesota hosting the Orioles. Phillies take on the Cards. Rays up against the Athletics. Brewers play the Padres. And in the nightcap, LA Dodgers welcoming in the Kansas City Royals. Some NFL preseason news. Patriots and tight end Hunter Henry come to terms on a 2-year extension that'll pay the 31-year-old up to $20 million. And some tough news out of Washington as their star left tackle Laramie Tunsil undergoing surgery to repair a torn triceps expected to miss significant time, could be the entirety of the season. Coming up in hour 4 of the Tom Gazzola Show, we'll be joined by Edmonton Elks DB Tyrell Ford, as well as Luke Easterling from Athlon Sports covering the NFL. I'm Brandon Douglas at your Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440, the Stingray radio station. CHJR broadcasts from West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.
Download the free Stingray music app and listen wherever you go.
Recently, our company softball team lost a big game by 1 run. Then Dale tried to console us with the quote, "Winning isn't everything." Well, Dale and I are very different. I get early payout from Bet365. If my team goes up big, I get paid out instantly, even if they blow the lead later. Sound familiar, Dale? Thanks, Bet365.
Must be 18 or older. If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. Standard message and data rates may apply. T's and C's apply.
Tee up for a great day on the course and support the Stony Plain Eagles Senior Men's Hockey Club. It's the Stony Plain Eagles Golf Tournament. Gather your foursome and join the Eagles August 25th at the Links at Spruce Grove for a 2 p.m. shotgun start. Enjoy a fantastic afternoon of golf, great company, and friendly competition, all while supporting the Stony Plain Eagles. Get all the details and register today at stonyplaineagles.com.
From the first pitch to the final out, catch Toronto Blue Jays baseball games live right here. Don't miss a moment of Blue Jays baseball this season. Sports 1440 is proud to be the home of Blue Jays baseball.
It's dollar drink summer at McDonald's. Sip on a refreshing small fountain drink or a small iced coffee for just $1 each plus tax, all summer long. Only at McDonald's. Excludes flavored and cloud iced coffees. At participating Canadian restaurants. Taxes extra. Prices exclude delivery.
Alberta, this one's for you. Around here, trust takes a few winters. It's why players have known Jackpot City since 1998. Home to hundreds of exciting casino games, live dealer action, and new adventures waiting to be discovered. Jackpot City, nothing beats the original. Please play responsibly, 18 years or older, Alberta only.
If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca.
The Tom Gazzola Show on Edmonton's sports leader, Sports 1440.
Presented by Bet365. Alberta, we are here to stay.
Final hour of the Tom Gazzola Show, brought to you by Bet365. Too much fun talking about and reminiscing high school gym class and nicknames, stuff like that. A bunch of texts have come in. I'm starting to laugh at a bunch of them. No, I don't remember Q-Tip's real name. I just know he was smart, he was funny, or not funny, he was smart, and he was quiet, and he would always play goalie and no complaints ever. And like I said, he's probably a rocket scientist. So Q-Tip, wherever you are, thinking of you, pal. Thank you for playing in that in high school gym class. 1-833-401-1440 is the number to call or text, pardon me. And then, of course, Bet365. Canada just hit the biggest home run of the summer. Bet365 is available in Alberta and here to stay. Download the app. Must be 18 plus. Please play responsibly. Presenting sponsor of the Tom Gazzola Show. And let's welcome in our headliner of the day, brought to you by Mr. Reuter Plumbing, stepping up to the plate so you won't have to. For all your plumbing needs, go to mrreuter.ca. He's Tyrell Ford, DB for the Edmonton Elks. Tyrell, thanks for hopping on this morning. Always appreciate talking to you. And I know it was a tough weekend in Montreal. That's a hard building to go into. The Alouettes have been so strong on their home field, and they've been a strong team in the last couple of years for sure. A lot of weapons that you guys had to deal with there. Just some thoughts when you look back on that game and the 48-30 loss. What stands out in your mind from a couple days ago?
I think the biggest things was we always pride ourselves on being the more physical football team. And I definitely don't think we were, which kind of hurt. And then our game plan was obviously to limit explosion plays on defense. And we obviously didn't really do we did a good job, I think, in like the first, I would say, quarter and a half, maybe right before halftime. We didn't really give up any explosion plays, which was good. But then, yeah, we kind of started falling apart a little bit there. And then our tackling was just really bad, which it was probably the worst it was all year. So that didn't really help. And then two, I would say as a whole team, we got to do a better job taking care of the ball.
Right.
We were able to take away, I was able to get 2 interceptions, but we also, I think, had like 2 or 3 turnovers on offense. And that's kind of, I would say, one of our best things we've had going for us this season.
Yeah, you guys, obviously it's been a really good year overall. And I know the last couple of weeks, a good battle with Saskatchewan at home, tough loss there. And then we knew it was going to be a tough one in Montreal. But the type of offense that the Alouettes can throw at you with Davis Alexander and him being able to move around, and then he's a good arm as well. He's got Tice in the backfield and Sneed, and obviously Philpott's having a great year. For you as a defender, like how you've been in the league for a while and you're one of the best defenders in the league, but how tricky is it to go up against that offense with Montreal?
Yeah, I think the tough part about it is everybody on their team can do everything. Like, if they wanted to, they could put Philpott in the backfield and he could take handoffs, and Travis Tice could go run routes. So they can, like Tyler Snead can throw.
Yeah.
So they could all kind of do everything. And so they're hard to account for defensively because you just never know who's going to line up where, who's going to do what their game plan is. And again, they're just like, even Jason Moss, the way he calls the game, he's unpredictable. You never really know what he's thinking or what he's going to do. So it's a team that you kind of have to play true. I wouldn't say you could really scheme particularly for anybody because you just never know. You kind of got to go out there and just play your defense and believe in your system and the guys around you and just play football.
Hey, when Snead threw that ball, were you licking your chops? Because it was a nice catch.
Well, so it was weird because I seen him, they like did the little jet, and then I seen him coming back around, and I'm like, oh my God, there's nobody has the edge. He's going to run the ball. He's got a blocker.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to make his tackle before he scores. And then I seen him start slowing down, and he got ready to throw it. And I was like, I hope he throws it because the tackle in open space with an extra blocker is going to be way harder than just trying to catch this football. And he threw it, and I started running back, and I was like, okay, yeah. That was easy. But,
oh, man.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't have threw it.
No, you made him pay, which was great. Hey, when you're, hauling in interceptions, it like, how much confidence do you gain from that? Is it indicative of where you're seeing or how you're seeing the game? Like when you're a ball hawk like that, what does it tell you about your game in particular?
Well, it's kind of funny. I know us at the back, and we always say that they come in bunches, interceptions. I guess maybe they're still coming in bunches for me right now, but I don't really like to, like, obviously the interceptions are nice, but it's not something that's sustainable. Like, you're not going to get one every single game for the rest of your career. Like, it's just not going to happen. So I think just being in good spots and playing sound and playing your techniques and doing the right things on defense is kind of more important. And I think when you do that stuff, the picks just come. But to try to, I guess, grade yourself on getting interceptions and stuff is a tough way to look at it.
No, that's fair. Totally fair. But you're seeing the ball and you're catching it, and it makes a difference anytime you can get a takeaway, and that's what you've been doing. Terrell Ford joining us. He is our headliner of the day, brought to you by Mr. Reuter Plumbing. All right, let's take a look ahead to this game against the Argonauts on Saturday. I know you guys want to bounce back. You guys, I'm assuming, are not discouraged after the last couple of weeks. It seems like a pretty resilient group. Everybody you talk to, from the coaching staff all the way down, you guys want to prove to the league that you guys are one of the best teams in the league. How do you look at this game and bouncing back this week?
Toronto's a good football team. So, again, it's going to be a tough matchup. And I know Chad Kelly, he likes to throw the rock a lot.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be a fun game, and I think a team that actually comes out and tries to throw the ball 45 times, 50 times is actually an advantage for us. I think our back end's really good. We can make a lot of plays on the ball. And then we just got to make sure we play three-phase football, offense, defense, special teams. And yeah, I think we got a good chance to get back on track, and hopefully there's a bunch of fans in the stands again so we can get them a win.
Yeah, that was a great atmosphere a couple of weeks ago against the Riders for sure. With Kelly, Terrell, like, is he similar in your opinion to Davis Alexander? Or there's some subtle differences. How do you look at him compared to who you just faced last week?
I would definitely say there's some similarities. I think they both have a really big arm, and they both, if they get the chance and they see their receiver with the DB's back turned, or even just one guy in the area, they'll throw it up, and they think their receiver's better than whatever DB they're going against. So he'll give them a chance and just throw it up. I think, again, Davis is probably a little bit more agile and stuff outside of the pocket, a little bit more of a scrambling quarterback. But Chad can scramble too, but when he scrambles, he's always looking to throw the ball instead of run it. So I guess that kind of helps a little bit. But yeah, they're both throwing the rock. They both got a big arm, and they both got really good receivers around them. So we just got to come out and play Edmonton football, and we should be okay.
Yeah. And how is the room after the back-to-back losses? I'm assuming pretty good, like I said before, but how would you describe it?
Yeah, there's no panic. We're not really too worried about it. Again, if you're looking at the season and you're trying to win every single game, which obviously you're trying to win every game, but if you lose a game and then you go crazy about it, it doesn't really help nobody. We had to play Sask and Montreal, arguably they're the top three teams with us, right? So we played the best of the best last 2 weeks, and we're on I think like a 7-8 game stretch, and we got 2 more to go before our next bye week. So I don't think we're in a bad spot. I don't think anybody's panicking. Everybody's all, I would say, level-headed, and we're just ready to get back to work.
Yeah, well, we're looking forward to seeing what happens on Saturday. I'm looking forward to being on the sidelines, see what you guys can do. As always, Terrell, thanks for hopping on today. Really appreciate the time. Have a good work week at practice, and then we'll see you Saturday, okay?
Perfect. Thank you. Take care.
There is our headliner of the day for Mr. Reuter Plumbing, knocking your plumbing problems out of the park. That's mrreuter.ca. Terrell Ford. He doesn't really get down in my experiences with him and Trey. They kind of are very not happy-go-lucky, but easygoing. So they shouldn't be too beat up about these last 2 games. Don't you think, Brando?
No, because even in the losses, right, and neither game was a Picasso by any stretch where you say, we lost on the last play of the game. I mean, obviously it's a 1-score game where you lose to Sask, and a little bit of a different story. Like I said, I think the final score against Montreal is a little more flattering than the actual result, because you did get mollywopped pretty good in that second half, and you score a couple kind of garbage time STDs when you're down by a number of scores. So that doesn't mean there aren't positives to glean out of it, though. And you talk about, Tyra Ford, a couple picks in the game again, and that secondary continues to hawk balls. But at the same time, you give up the yardages that you do to a couple of star receivers. There's obviously the things to work on, and that's not lost on them when they were going into that second game against Saskatchewan. We talked about it with the head coach. Like, just because they win that game in the dramatic fashion and how exciting it was by fourth, nobody's saying, all right, we're a perfect football team, now we can just rest on our laurels. They're never saying that. They're pros. So there's always positive to glean out of the losses and criticisms to glean out of wins. And I think that's pretty, it's not lost on these players or the coaching staff. So I think that their remaining confidence and as you said, kind of upbeat, optimistic attitude about where the team is at is very warranted. And it's not out of place.
Ford has 5 picks already this year.
Not bad.
Not bad. 3 in his last 2 games. He's got, the 5 coming in the last 5 games, too. So he's averaging 1 a game. Didn't have one against Sask in the first game. Did have 1 in the second game, and then 2 the other night or other afternoon. And we'll see if him and the defense can keep Chad Kelly and co in check. And then saw Dave in Section T says, don't leave Coxie uncovered. Yeah, he can beat you. And Kevin Meitel can be sneaky good. That guy's a beast. Huge, huge dude. And there's weapons on this Toronto team. They're coming off a good win against Calgary. They should be feeling good about themselves. And maybe they're looking at Edmonton thinking this team's vulnerable after a couple of losses in a row.
Well, you have to think that and it's kind of weird because what I just said about the Elks and how, even in wins, there's criticism. Like, technically, through 4 interceptions in a game that you still find a way to win.
I know.
Right. And how like the Stampeders have had arguably the most dynamic offense, maybe outside of Montreal or very close to them in the league this year. And the Toronto defense that has been so porous, they really shut them down and locked it down on them. So I think the Toronto defense is probably playing with as much confidence as they've had all season where, our star player, our quarterback, just turned the ball over 4 times and we still managed to find a way to win the football game. I have to think they're feeling pretty good about themselves.
And then the Vernon Adams, like pristine touchdown to interception ratio, that kind of went out the door.
It took a hit pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, he threw 2 in that game, right?
Yeah.
And Kelly had 4. Like it was a sloppy game. And for what we thought was going to be shootout, the point total still came pretty close, right? If we rewind, I still wanted the over. That did not hit, but there was still 50 plus on the board.
33-30 was the final.
Yeah.
VA's stat line, 12 of 24 for 159 yards, 2 interceptions, no TDs, longest of 37. Kelly, like you said, 4 interceptions, 1 TD, 30 of 43 for 349. His longest went for 36 yards. But he got the job done in the end. It wasn't pretty.
Sometimes that's all you need. And then you take that, bury some of the bad stuff in the bad throws, and you say, all right, get back on track to what we've seen the offense do for most of this season, which is be pretty productive. They're like, all right, we'll get back on track. Our defense is coming around, and we're going up against a team going into a building where they've lost 2 in a row, granted to pretty good teams, but still some, cracks in the armor becoming a little more evident or showing on how to maybe beat this Edmonton team where the defense was looking so impenetrable and stout through the first, half dozen games.
Yeah. And David Section T bringing up DeMonte Coxey. He went for 161 yards through the air.
Pretty good.
Not bad. 8 receptions on 15 targets. And he puts up 161 yards. Pretty damn impressive. We'll see how the Elks can handle the offense from the Toronto Argonauts and if they can keep them in check. And then we'll see how the offense for the Elks handles things on the flip side of the equation. So should be a good one at Commonwealth. Again, if you want a pair of tickets to enter to win some, all you got to do is text in Elks to 1-833-401-1440. We'll be giving away tickets all week long, and we'll see. We've got a good crowd for Saturday. I really do. I mean, it was rocking a couple weeks ago against Sask, but like Brandon was saying, the circumstances were pretty good for that. Doesn't mean you can't show up on Saturday. It's family day at the game, and we'll see if the Elks can deliver to all those who come on down to Commonwealth on Saturday. Interesting. We're getting into the meat of the season in the CFL, and things are going to get ramped up in a hurry here, leading into Labor Day, which I'm looking forward to. I'll be working the sidelines on the rematch. Not in Calgary this year. I'm a little bit sad about that, Brando. I'm a little bit sad, but that's okay.
Well, isn't that when you're on another one of your holidays?
That's next week.
You're gone next week?
That's right.
Unbelievable.
I know. Lucky.
This guy can't be stopped.
Lucky, right? Really, really lucky. Oh, man. Somebody had texted in earlier asking why the Argos played in Sask twice this year. If you'll recall, the World Cup was at BMO Field, and basically the Argos sold 3 of their games, 1 to Hamilton, 1 to Sask, and 1 to Winnipeg. So that was kind of the weird sort of wrinkle in the season. And then with the Lions, they decided to take a couple games to Kelowna, played the preseason game against Edmonton in just outside of Victoria. And that's how they went about handling their situation. So did you see how many people were actually at the Argos game at BMO Field the other day?
I did.
It was okay.
It was.
All things considered compared to...
And maybe this is just being a little too pessimistic. It's the home opener. The team's in the mix. Like, they're not Ottawa.
No.
They're 0-8. So I kind of thought it would be, packed. But it was a good turnout.
It's relative. It was okay.
Because what's a sellout there?
28,000. What'd they have, 15?
Yeah. I'll check, see what the exact announced number was.
Anyway.
Which we know isn't always necessarily an accurate representation of what the announcement is.
They fib.
Who doesn't?
We don't. We're honest all the time, every time. Okay, we got to step out. When we come back, Luke Easterling from Athlon Sports. We're going to talk NFL as we get set for the full slate of preseason action kicking off on Thursday. We'll go around the league with Luke right here on the Gazzola Show, brought to you by Bet365.
It's cone season at McDonald's, which means vanilla cones are $1 each plus tax in the McDonald's app all summer long. Soft, creamy, and crunchy. For just $1 each plus tax exclusively in the McDonald's app. App download and registration required at participating McDonald's in Canada.
Wondering what you can afford?
Let Go Auto do the math with our free car loan calculator. No pressure,
No awkward convos.
just quick answers on your budget and payments.
Bad credit? No credit? We got you.
Text check to 780-777-7777.
That's check to 780 all sevens.
Find out what you qualify for and start shopping with confidence. Go Auto. Drive what you love with payments that make sense.
Thinking of growing your business? In partnership with Prairie's Can, the Alberta Chambers of Commerce is helping businesses explore new opportunities, new markets, and build connections through organized trade missions across Canada. Find the right mission for you at abchamber.ca/trade missions.
You see it? Fusion Promo Marketing can make it. Fusion makes high-quality, memorable promotional products for businesses, sports teams, and corporate events. From vision to reality, get noticed and remembered. Fusion with a Z, promomarketing.ca.
Edmonton, if the Subaru Outback is on your wish list, now's the time to act. With only limited inventory available, these award-winning SUVs won't be here for long. The Outback has earned an IIHS top safety pick or higher for 17 consecutive years, combining legendary Subaru capability, confidence in every season, and the versatility to take you almost anywhere. Reserve yours today before they're gone. Visit your local Subaru dealership today. Welcome to Uncommon.
Your all-access pass to the world of sports is Edmonton's only sports radio station.
From pre- and post-game hockey shows to in-depth analysis from your favorite commentators. The action never stops on Sports 1440.
I finished a 5K in 94th place, right after a man wearing jeans. Then a volunteer gave me a medal. But I don't want participation trophies, unless they're from Bet365. With their daily prize matcher game, I win by matching gold coins, cherries, and more. Take that, denim man. Thanks, Bet365.
If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. 18 plus only. T's and C's apply.
Feeling overwhelmed by debt? Concerned about what the next few weeks or months will bring for your finances? My name is Parveen Middleton. I'm a licensed insolvency trustee at BDO here in Edmonton. You don't have to navigate this alone. Together, we can review your options and build a personalized plan to reduce your payments and get you out of debt so you can breathe again. Call 1-833-BDO-TALK or visit bdodebt.ca to book your free consultation and discover your debt-free future.
The Tom Gazzola Show. All gas, no brakes. Edmonton's sports leader. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by Bet365. Alberta, we are here to stay.
$10:22. It's the Tom Gazzola Show, presented by Bet365. Thanks for tuning in on a Monday. Text us, 1-833-401-1440. We're going to talk some football with Luke Easterling from Athlon Sports, go around the NFL. Always some news. Obviously, we're getting ready for the full slate of preseason games. Those get going on Thursday. Luke, welcome to the program. Good morning. Hope you're doing well. I'm just going through like timelines. I'm looking at yours and I see the Pro Football Talk post of the Pats scrambling to remove a non-compliant turf field that they put it. Like, how do they get that messed up? How do they screw up the field where they have to swap it out that quickly? Like, what happened there?
I mean, your guess is as good as mine, man. If you're if you're referencing my fairly colorful tweet that's probably not good for the airwaves, I don't understand why they didn't just, I don't know, keep the grass that all the players are begging for, and an outdoor stadium, no less. The rain will fall, it'll grow. Like, it's so weird how just a natural process would cure all of these ills, but that call is above my pay grade, my man. Somebody needs to explain why they can't just use the grass that comes out of the ground to play on, like we have since time immemorial. I don't know.
Right. Photosynthesis. It's a beautiful thing.
Wild.
Right? Yeah. But I just saw that. I'm like, how did they mess that field up and have a non-compliant field? But I know the fields have become a big thing, and guys want grass to be installed and played on more and more throughout the NFL, and guys are not afraid to be vocal about it. Like, where are we at with the playing surfaces? I thought the field turf that we have now, isn't it supposed to be like the best technology and cutting edge and plays just like grass? Like, what the heck's going on with that?
The funny thing to me is, like, they say things like, it plays just like grass. Well, then why don't you use the grass? Like,
yeah.
It's just like this natural other thing that's actually still a little bit better. Like, okay, then why don't we just use that? Like,
yeah.
And again, it's frustrating to me. I'll get on my soapbox about this, but like, they'll talk about player safety all day long, but it's not like they can't afford whatever they want. Like, if the owners decided that it was their best interest to have the grass, they would do it. It wouldn't be like, oh, well, it's all this upkeep and maintenance. Like, no, you'll do what you think is best. You have the money to do whatever you want. And so to any choice, actions speak louder than words, right? Any choice that these teams and these owners make is a clear indication of what they prioritize, because if they wanted to do it, they would, because they can. And so I don't know. I hope the players continue to be vocal about it. I don't know what the union can do other than, threaten lockouts when CBAs come out and that sort of thing. And I don't know, but it would be nice to see the owners actually like prioritize player safety and listen to them when they're this loud, because this doesn't happen terribly often when the players seem to be so unified about an issue like this, and they're feeling more and more emboldened to talk about it publicly. You can tell that means that it's even more stronger behind the scenes.
Yeah, exactly. And I know we kind of joke about it, but they really have been quite vocal about it in recent years. And I'm just laughing because I think it's ridiculous that we have a brand new non-compliant field going into a stadium that was
the week we're supposed to play, Tom. The week we're supposed to play, buddy. We got days left.
What the hell is going on? Okay, when it comes to some news, Laremy Tunsil undergoing surgery for a torn tricep. How much of an issue is this going to be for the Commanders? And this is obviously a big loss, but how do you look at this scenario, and how much of an effect will it have on their season?
It's a big one. I'm not going to lie. Like, if you look across the league and you're like, who, if you made a list of like 10 or 15 guys where it's like that team can't afford to lose that guy, obviously taking the quarterbacks out of the equation, right? Because that's kind of the case for most teams. If you have a really good quarterback, you can't lose that guy. But if you're taking that out of the equation, there's not a lot of guys across the league that their respective teams can't afford to lose than the Commanders needing Laremy Tunsil. That's why they traded for him. That's why they paid him. Like, that's why he's so valuable to them for a reason. And part of it is because you have such a dynamic quarterback in Jaden Daniels who cannot do anything for you if he's hurt. And that's been the case, unfortunately, after the incredible season he had as a rookie. His playing style and his body type, he's kind of a leaner, skinnier guy, and there's not a lot there to kind of protect him at times. You got to have your franchise left tackle, man. You got to have that guy. And so not having him in the lineup, I think, is going to be huge for this offense. It speeds everything up in the pocket. It degrades your mechanics when you can't be confident in the offensive line. You already were going into this season kind of hoping for someone to emerge as the wide receiver too. Now you signed Stephon Diggs. So like, you're hopeful that fills that need. And that's you add one and then you lose something that you just absolutely can't afford. So for Jaden Daniels, it absolutely sucks, man. It's hard for this offense. You got a backfield that you're going to have to rely on. I think it makes it even more important that they went out and got a guy like Rachaad White, who I think was one of the most underrated free agent additions, because being a Tampa guy and watching him very closely for the Bucs the last 4 years, the best thing that dude does is on third down, he's big, tough, and smart when it comes to blitz pickups and being that extra protector. He's going to be doing a lot more of that now that Tunsil's not going to be in the lineup for a while.
Yeah. And overall, Luke, like, how do you even look at the Commanders, because I know they've kind of been back, and I know after the ownership change, there's a lot of like good, positive momentum coming out of there. It seems like the first time in forever, but where does this team stack up now? And especially with this latest news, like is all hope lost in your opinion?
I mean, I wouldn't say all hope is lost, just because when you have a special quarterback, you always have a shot, right? And again, you have a bona fide number one receiver in Terry McLaurin. I think this is going to come down to two things. Obviously, we talked about the health of Jaden Daniels earlier. Dan Quinn's defense has got to pull their weight. Like, they've got to hold up. We saw what they're capable of with that. Again, we go back 2 years, they create 5-6 turnovers in that playoff game in Detroit, and they shocked the world with that win. I think he's a fantastic head coach. I think he's a great defensive coach, but he's got to have the horses too. And I think there's still corner, especially. They really need Trey Amos to take a leap in year 2 to be that guy on the outside, so that Mike Sainer still can kind of be the guy he needs to be in the slot. They really don't have that other outside guy that's emerged yet to really be able to take away the team's the opponent's top receivers. And then the pass rush. I think you traded away Montez Sweat, you traded away Chase Young. They're still productive a couple of years later, after those trades in other places, and they haven't been able to replicate that production from the pass rush. And so I think defensively, they don't have enough talent to be as good as they need to be. And on offense, now that you're losing Tunsil, it's hard for me to be confident in what that offense is going to be. And you're in a division where going into the season, I think you're already third at best. You know what I mean? I think obviously the Giants are in the cellar, but I didn't see them even at full strength, this roster in Washington, being able to be in that same tier as Philly and Dallas. And now without Tunsil, it's going to be even harder for them to make the playoffs, I think.
Yeah, interesting to see how things have developed there. And obviously it's been like a desert wasteland of football for years and years and years, and they're starting to come out of that, and that's a tough blow for sure. We'll see how things go. Luke Easterling joining us from Athlon Sports as we're going around the NFL. I say this somewhat in jest as well, but Teddy Bridgewater walking away again. Is he going to come back midway through the season with another team? Like, I am joking here, but it's interesting, guys in and out of the league, like Teddy Bridgewater. When you saw that news, were you surprised?
I'm never surprised, just because I think Teddy and I are probably about the same age. Maybe he's a little younger, but like, I guess I could commiserate. Listen, I was not an NFL quarterback. I played quarterback at like the NAIA level in college, but there's two inside you is two wolves, right? The wolf that says, when you're out at practice, like, God dang, I just can't do this anymore. Like, when your body is honest with you and says you can't do it anymore. And then the wolf that once you've walked away for 2 months, a team comes back to you and says, hey, we need somebody. You can be like, I can still do this. I didn't forget how to do that. And so you'll convince yourself that you can still do it, even though you've told yourself multiple times now
right,
that you can't. So I just, could he come back in, October for somebody, November for somebody? Of course, because depending on the day, he'll be like, it's been long enough. Maybe this time it'll work again. And I think it would take a week or two for him to realize, no, I think that's done. So more power to him. I love that. Again, I'm from Florida. I love what he's done as a coach and taking care of his players and being a community guy. I think he's a great guy to have in the locker room, which is probably what, Detroit was looking forward to. But Father Time is undefeated, man. He comes for all of us. It's just it's that line in Moneyball, right? Where at some point somebody's going to tell you can't play the kid's game anymore. And that day came for me. It's going to come for him. I don't know if this is the time it'll stick, though.
Very true. And yeah, you're right. But we'll see. And if he's a high character guy and people keep bringing him back, I mean, there's something to that for sure. Okay, let's go and shift gears to a quarterback that's a little bit more high impact than Lamar Jackson. And I'm looking at the NFL's top 100 list, and he ended up 69th. And I know, going off of last season and all that, he kind of said it is what it is. But why does he get disrespected, quote unquote, so much, if you will, being a 2-time MVP?
I mean, I think this goes back to his draft process. And again, I'm in a full disclosure. I was a Lamar guy from the beginning, so I am biased on this. I'll be clear about my bias as we have this conversation, that I wrote extensively about how I thought he was the best quarterback in that class, and he kind of changed my mentality as an evaluator, in that, like, if I'm going to take a quarterback in the first round, I'm just as likely to get fired if I take the guy who could be great, but he busts, as opposed to if I just take the guy who's just boring and isn't good enough.
Right.
They're going to fire me just as quickly. And so give me the guy that's got a chance to be special. I thought that was Lamar. I also had a 3rd round grade on Josh Allen, but we don't need to talk about that part. My grades giveth and they taketh away. But the conversation, if we go back to that moment, was the same thing it was coming out of high school. You have to switch positions. He and his mom were like, no, we do not have to switch positions. We're going to go play somewhere that will let my son be a quarterback. Louisville did that. They got to reap the benefits, right? Come to the NFL, it's the same stupid song and dance where it's like, oh, you're sure you can play quarterback, but you're super fast. So let's move you to a different position. He was adamant. I'm not going to do receiver drills. I'm a quarterback. Don't insult me. The Ravens traded up at 32 overall to make sure he wasn't a 2nd round pick, which is absolutely insane in retrospect. They've gotten to reap the benefits. But for some reason, man, there's still just this narrative. And this has gone back. I'll be honest. We've had so many black quarterbacks throughout the years that their running ability has been viewed as a detriment to their skill set and not an additive, like not a positive, right? And I think his ability as a pocket passer, it was this way at Louisville his senior year or his junior year. Like if you go back, I wrote about this at the time. He was a better pocket passer then than people gave him credit for. You go back 2 years ago when he should have won his 3rd MVP, 41 touchdown passes, 4 interceptions, and almost 1,000 yards rushing. Literally the most insane season we've ever seen from a quarterback. He didn't win the MVP. I get Josh Allen had a great year. All that to say, to try to kind of bring this together and actually answer your question is, I just think it's this continued narrative that because he's so fast and so dynamic as a runner, he has not been one of the greatest quarterback throwers of our generation. Not only is he the NFL's all-time leader in rushing yards by a quarterback, he's the NFL's all-time leader in quarterback rating. He's tied with Aaron Rodgers for the highest career quarterback rating in the history of the NFL. It's Aaron Rodgers and Lamar Jackson that tied at the top. And so I guess I would assume at this point it's still this narrative of like, yeah, he's a great runner and he's an okay passer. And oh, by the way, like he doesn't deliver in the playoffs. Well, guess what? It wasn't him that fumbled at the 1 yard line. It wasn't him that dropped the 2-point conversion. Like we gotta, he's made his mistakes too. Don't get me wrong. And he's had his moments in the playoffs where you wished he would have played better, but I don't know, man. He's not the first quarterback to not get his due just because he can't win a Super Bowl. But I don't think we'll look back on him in retrospect as anything other than one of the most legendary, transformative players the league has ever seen.
Yeah, and it's interesting. It's fascinating to watch the narrative and to see him continue to perform. And when you bring up the stats that you did, like it's damn impressive. So I know he just said it is what it is. I think he handled that as best as possible, but it's a weird one. And when you look at it, you go, damn, like this guy is all world. And it seems like he gets knocked on quite a bit still. Okay, I want to ask about a couple more quarterbacks. And this is just like my own curiosity is the situation with Vegas and Mendoza and Kirk Cousins. And I know Cousins is back at practice today. How do you see this dynamic playing out with the Raiders?
I mean, I think this is a pretty vanilla like setup, right? It's rebuilding team, number 1 overall pick quarterback. It can't hurt to have a guy with as much experience as Cousins does in the building. And I think that every team in this scenario has this moment during that rookie season for that quarterback where it's like, when is the right moment to give this kid the torch? Because you don't want to do what the Panthers did a couple years ago, where you give it to Bryce Young too early. You have to bench him a year, and then you bring him back. And he's ended up kind of responding well to that, but it's a risky move, right? You want to be able to kind of guess that moment and identify that moment where you're never going to have to go back, right? You're going to have to give him enough time and say, okay, he's been in the room with Kirk. He's watched Kirk start a few games. When is the right moment to hand the keys to this kid and say, hey, it's your show now, and we don't want to ever have to look back? I don't know when that moment's going to be. Obviously, you're hoping with a guy with as much experience as Mendoza had at the college level, the year he had last year. He gets lauded all the time for his, intangibles, his leadership, and those types of things. All those things are great. NFL defenses are another beast, man. NFL defenses are not going to be kind to him. Whatever the preseason shows us will be one thing, but those defenses are not going to be as complex and creative in the preseason as they're going to see once week 1 rolls around. And so I just think the dynamic to me is fairly straightforward. Here's our future. Kirk is here to make him better. Kirk is not here to make sure we win 7 games instead of 4. and like I don't think that's the focus. At least it shouldn't be for a team in that regard. I know John Spytek very well as the assistant GM in Tampa for many years under Jason Light. Now he's the GM in Vegas. And so I think he's got a good head on his shoulders when it comes to team building. But I think they're set up well. It's just going to come down to when is the right time to hand it over? When is the rest of the roster going to be ready to compete around him as well? The offensive line, the pass catchers, the defense. I don't know when that moment's going to be. I think Mendoza can be a quality starter in this league. I wouldn't have put him in the same stratosphere as a prospect as like the Caleb Williams and the Drake May and Jaden Daniels a couple years ago. But they have time to build around him. They've got money over the next few years to spend around him. This year is about when is that right moment to hand it to him.
With the Raiders, and maybe this is a changing or turning of the page, whatever you want to call it, but it just seems like even since the move to Vegas, they're always making headlines for all the wrong reasons. Guys getting DUIs and off-field stuff, and obviously Vegas lends itself to that being the city that it is, but it just seems like they keep sputtering. Could this genuinely be the start of them becoming a solid franchise again, and a good one that puts up more wins than losses?
I think it can be. And again, that comes down to my confidence in Spytek. I think, again, his experience watching, if you go back and look at the blueprint of what Tampa was, Jason Light, I think, is like the second or third longest tenured GM in the league now, which feels kind of wild. He's been there since 2014. But look at the road, and Spytek has been with him that whole stretch, right? So if you look at Jason Light comes in as a first-time general manager in Tampa with Lovie Smith. Lovie Smith actually hires him. Like Lovie Smith was hired as the head coach. Right. Jason Light goes out in his first free agency and he blows a ton of money on like all these free agents that Lovie Smith said, hey, these are my hand-picked guys. I spent the last year off of coaching. I want these guys. They bring them in, and most of them, if not all of them, that just absolutely busted. It was terrible. And he said flat out, like, I'm never doing that again. Like, that's not happening. He's traded up for a kicker in the second round, like a couple years later, and that obviously didn't work out well. He's been so honest, Jason Light has, about his failures. But what else did he do? He built a roster slowly, piece by piece, that at the end of the 2019 season, Jameis Winston, 30 touchdowns, but 30 interceptions. And they're like, man, we feel like we've got a roster that can win a championship. We just need a quarterback. Guess who agreed? Tom Brady. Like, Tom Brady comes and everybody gives him credit for that Super Bowl. And I don't want to take anything away from that, but he picked the Bucs because Jason Light built a roster that said, hey, if you just come here, we'll win a championship. And that's exactly what they did. Then Tom Brady is there for a few years. They rebuild. All this to say, like, John Spytek has had a front row seat for how you build and navigate a franchise process that is everything from building from nothing, from being a 2-win team to being a team that just can't get over the hump, to a team that has to draft well and sign guys like Shaq Barrett, who gets 19.5 sacks off a 1-year, $4 million contract. You get Brady. Okay, now Brady's gone. How do you figure that out? Well, you get Baker Mayfield at $4 million, and then you figure out how to pay him. He has seen all the different ways in which you have to maximize all the tools at your disposal as a personnel executive. And I think it's my confidence in him in that process that gives me confidence that the Raiders can find that success sooner than later.
Yeah, it's been fascinating to watch the process, and we'll see if it finally takes. And the way you outlined it, then maybe they're on the right path finally. Okay, Luke, how excited now that we have actual preseason games starting? I know we had the Hall of Fame game last week, but how pumped up are you for preseason football? Maybe it's like excited for the first couple games and then just like, okay, let's start the regular season. But we've got a full slate games coming up starting on Thursday here.
Yeah, I'm stoked, man. I'm not gonna lie. And what a Hall of Fame game, by the way. Like, usually that one's like kind of a throwaway. It's like, oh yeah, I'm glad football's back. But man, those dudes showed up and they gave us one to remember. I don't know if the defenses will be terribly happy about it in the film room, but what a fun game. No, I'm excited, man. And again, as a draft guy and a longtime draft guy, like, the preseason is fun for me because it's not just about, winning and losing is not the point. I love to watch so many of these rookies finally get to see the field in a way that they're probably not going to get to see the field in the regular season. Guys that are maybe on their second or third team and didn't do well in another team, and now they're in a new scheme and they've got a better chance to play. Like, guys can pop and guys can kind of finally find their footing on their new team. That's what's exciting for me. I love to see the development of these young players, guys getting on the field and getting these opportunities. I think that's why those late in the preseason, when it seems like a lot of people might tune out and be like, oh man, this is bad football. Like, that's when guys can get the only opportunity they'll ever get to play. And so you get to see some cool plays. You get to see some guys really just going out there and living their dream. That's part of the fun for me. Obviously, I won't be disappointed when the regular season rolls around and we get to do this for real. But I'm going to enjoy the preseason probably as much as anybody because of that.
Hey, we're getting there slowly but surely, but at least the full slate gets going. I'm excited. This has been awesome. Luke, thanks for hopping on today, man.
Hey, my pleasure, guys. Enjoy the week.
All right, there you go. Luke Easterling from F1 Sports. Great stuff there. Covering the NFL. And hey, he's a draft guy. He likes prospects. That's good. He's passionate. And that was a wonderful segment. Good stuff from Luke. All right, we got to take one last break here on the Gazzola Show. We'll be back to wrap right after this here on Sports 1440.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Car shopping sucks. That's right. Going back and forth 100 times just to get a price. Give me your credit card for a test drive. What's all these extra fees? That sounds ridiculous. At Northgate, we do things a little differently. Good deals on new, pre-owned vehicles, good people, and a great selection. And don't forget about our employee pricing. Stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
You're in Northgate country. Mr. Rooter cries like a little tiny baby child.
Hey, Mr. Rooter, you've got a package from Mrs. Rooter.
Aw, the card says, thank you for our unbreakable bond. You're the pro press fitting to my copper pipe.
Ooh, what's in the package, Mr. Rooter?
Let's see. It's a Plumbus 2000 spud wrench. She knew I'd never buy one for myself.
Just like tears. It's flowing or it's free with Mr. Rooter.
I love that woman.
Recently, our company softball team lost the big game by 1 run. Then Dale tried to console us with the quote, winning isn't everything. Well, Dale and I are very different. I get early payout from Bet365. If my team goes up big, I get paid out instantly, even if they blow the lead later.
Sound familiar, Dale?
Thanks, Bet365.
Must be 18 or older. If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. Standard message and data rates may apply. T's and C's apply.
Why tee off at the Ranch Golf and Country Club?
A fun, unique layout offering premier conditions. The Ranch has been ranked as one of the top public courses in Canada.
Unmatched value. Score Golf Magazine rated the Ranch as the best value in Edmonton.
The service, from tournaments to special events to the pro shop. Superior service that makes every visit exceptional.
The Ranch Golf and Country Club, a laid-back environment where anyone can enjoy an amazing day on the fairways. For details, visit theranchgolf.com.
From the first pitch to the final out, catch Toronto Blue Jays baseball games live right here. Don't miss a moment of Blue Jays baseball this season. Sports 1440 is proud to be the home of Blue Jays baseball.
From the local rinks to homes and businesses across the province, Alberta's rural natural gas utilities are here to fuel life affordably, reliably, and safely. We're members of the Federation of Alberta Gas Co-ops, providing natural gas to keep our rural neighborhoods warm and connected every day. It's local, dependable, and it's ours. To learn more about the Federation of Alberta Gas Co-ops and our members, and how natural gas fuels your community, visit fedgas.com. Alberta's energy. Game on.
Caesars is Alberta's anytime, anywhere sportsbook. Stay in the action with your favorite teams and players. Whether you're camping, kayaking, or catching a show this summer, bet wherever you are, whenever you want. Plus, Caesars Sportsbook offers fast payouts and flex parlays, a new way to keep your bet alive even if a pick misses. Download the Caesars Sportsbook app today.
Must be 18 or older and physically present in Alberta to gamble. Must be 21 or older to use Caesars Sportsbook. If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. Standard message and data rates may apply. Please play responsibly.
The Tom Gazzola Show on Edmonton's sports leader, Sports 1440.
Presented by Bet365. Alberta, we are here to stay.
Let's bring it home. One last segment here on the Tom Gazzola Show, brought to you by Bet365. If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. 18 plus only. T and C's apply. Terms and conditions, as they like to say. And yeah, I was learning, but you guys all had an interesting weekend. Connor's in the studio now. His mom came and visited from Calgary.
Young Connor, the intern.
Yeah. Dono, I'm learning a lot about you today. Your high school days. Brandon's feeling better. Everyone's good.
Am I?
I assume as much.
It's been a slow build.
Almost there.
If I am feeling better than I was at 6:15 when I first walked into the studio, it is a very mild and modest percentage better. But that is an improvement. It's like when I play golf, and if you say you top one or you turf it or something, you take a chunker, and you're only hitting it like 10 feet. It's like, well, I am closer to the hole than I was before that stroke.
Fact.
So it is, in the most simple element, an improvement, right?
Yeah.
Which is where I'm at for my general well-being here at 10:49.
You had a weekend, pal.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, you'll be all right. You'll rest up. You'll have a nap after the frenzy, and you'll be good to go for tomorrow. But this has been fun. It's been a lot of fun. Speaking of turf, we were talking with Luke Easterling about the turf that is non-compliant in New England at Foxborough. Like, what? That's insane. They just had the World Cup. So a text comes in and says, Robert Kraft changed the turf after Brady got injured in a playoff game. Field turf is only one manufacturer of turf, doesn't necessarily have the best product. Edmonton just installed a highly engineered product by Shaw Sports Turf, and the players think it is great. Yeah, that turf, the improvement over the old one here in Edmonton at Commonwealth, which the old one was installed for the 2015 Women's World Cup. It was soccer specific, obviously. I learned from a former girlfriend of mine who played NCAA soccer that there is a big time difference between football turf and soccer turf. And
can you elaborate on that?
It's the way it's threaded.
Oh no, not the turf. Your ex-girlfriend.
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
A wonderful athlete.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No. What is the actual difference between the two styles of
the
turf?
way it's like weaved?
Okay,
this is how she describes. So like the way
like is one springier or softer or more forgiving? Or?
I remember asking her, like, what do you mean? She goes, well, the way you plant your feet, the way you dig in, for how football players move, it's obviously very different than how soccer players move. And one turf can be detrimental to the other sport and vice versa. And I was fascinated, blown away. I didn't know it was that much of a thing, but yeah, so it was a thing. So the turf at Commonwealth now, Justin Rankin said it's
fast turf,
fast, and much better than the one that they had before. And also, I mean, they had Frankenstein 2 or 3 different types of turf at Commonwealth because they had different ones in the edges of the end zone to take away some of the asphalt if guys slid past the boundary and onto the asphalt. That did happen. And then now it's all uniform, which is good. And that field's been good to the Elks so far. And we'll see if they can bounce back Saturday against the Argos. Anything else? Like, we had a nice smattering of topics today.
Yeah, we talked some ice cream. We talked some high school experience, talking turf.
Yep.
It has been quite the broad spectrum morning. Usually it's the frenzy that earns the designation of a show with what was once called a wide berth. And I feel like we kind of broached that territory on this morning's show.
Yeah, it was good.
Talk some football, talk some hockey.
Yep.
Talked a little bit of Blue Jays.
That's right.
Yeah, I was pretty, to be honest, Tom, like I said, we've talked about what I was doing, but I was in Elnora. There's no cell service, or it's very poor.
Okay.
So you carry your phone around, and at random points, you'll just get an influx of notifications and headline alerts from CBS or wherever, and maybe the occasional text message and whatnot.
Yep.
But you don't, there's no, even when you try to respond to them, if it's a message, it's a moot point because then you have to wander around to find that other perfect spot where it will actually send and deliver.
Right.
So this is truly one of the only weekends in a full year where I am genuinely unplugged. I look at my phone to check what time it is for when we have to go play baseball. And then I use it as an alarm to get up in the morning because we had a 9 o'clock draw Sunday morning,
right?
Which was our punishment for being in the D bracket.
It's kind of nice to unplug, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what Speck's doing this week, right? He's going camping. And so he's going to be off the grid to a certain extent. And listen, you still like to have your creature comforts sometimes. Like, well, I was staying in a trailer all weekend. I wasn't tenting it because I've got good friends and good family that let me crash in their trailers instead. And they have showers in them and stuff. I usually say, just F it, I'm here for 2 days. I can survive 2 days without a shower.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite thing, but I can manage. And so then when I get home last night, like the relief that you get when you do crawl into the shower, it's nice cold one too after the hot sun and these burns I've earned on
that burn is impressive.
My upper arms.
Yeah.
Man, that feeling was like heaven. And then as I got into bed to watch House of the Dragon, I barely made it through it. I was out like a light.
You were tired.
Snoozing away.
Oh, I love it. No, that's good. Yeah, that first good scrub after.
I just stand there and I thought about sitting down, to be honest, in the shower.
Yeah.
The old sit-down shower.
I have that in my guest bathroom.
Like you've got an actual chair, like one of those kind of benches in there.
It has a bench in it. It's really nice. Like it's just, I just installed new shower head in my guest bathroom.
Maximum pressure.
Much better pressure.
You're like Kramer.
Oh,
he's washing his groceries in there, puts the garbage disposal in the
cooking set. He's making food.
Yeah.
He's making food. Vincenzo, in regard to the turf, oddly enough, that has yielded some responses talking about the turf. Vincenzo says, I played football on foot field when the turf was like carpet. It hurt so bad when it was cold. Yeah, the old AstroTurf compared to the stuff that they have now. You know, I know Field Turf is a brand, but the faux grass, night and day better. But as we heard from Luke Easterling talking about players not happy with turf compared to grass. And then for some reason or somehow, the New England Patriots installed non-compliant turf in their stadium after the World Cup, which blows my mind. That's crazy. Anyway, hey, it's been a fun show. Good stuff. We made it.
We made it.
Dono, great work today. You in high school, my goodness. The stuff you said to us
just
off
a
the
menace.
air.
He's not willing to admit it on air, but this guy was a bully, just as I predicted.
He did it with a smile, though.
Most of them do.
He was very pleasant. He was a bully, but he did it with a smile.
I mean, hey, much like your Q-tip thing, you know of the nicknames. You don't necessarily participate in said nicknames. However, you are aware of them. And did you actively hear them and go, oh my God? Yes, you did.
Yeah, obviously.
So you're a bystander. I've taken enough anti-bullying seminars to know that that's just as guilty.
Touche. What a way to end it. Oh my goodness, you guys.
I really shouldn't be giving Donovan the gear so bad. The fact that he's in here today on pretty short notice to fill in, it's a credit to him. So
well done,
glad to have you, Donnie.
Oh, that was good. The bickering between you two was wonderful. You can say something.
I was gonna say glad to be here, but we'll wrap her up and let this gentleman get to what is, I'm sure, going to be a great sports update. I'm going to distract him the entire way.
Oh, that's so good. That's going to do it for the Tom Gazzola Show on this Monday. Hope you're doing well out there. Thanks for tuning in. Let's get to a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Sean Cunningham of RE/MAX Real Estate. Get the home team advantage for your next move in the Edmonton area. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home, call or text Sean directly, 780-265-0165. Here's Brando. Have a great day, everyone.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Letter day in the major leagues of baseball. Just 10 on the docket, including the Toronto Blue Jays opening a set at home against the Red Sox. First pitch coming just after 5 o'clock. Jamison Tyon on the hill. Sonny Gray countering for Boston. Catch that game right here on Sports 1440. Join in progress at the conclusion of the Jason Gregor Show. Elsewhere, Braves taking on the Mets. Orioles are in Minnesota. Rays up against the Athletics from Sacramento. Giants host the Astros, and the Dodgers take on the Royals in the nightcap. NFL preseason news. The New England Patriots and tight end Hunter Henry coming to terms on a 2-year extension. The 31-year-old will make up to $20 million, 14.5 of which is guaranteed. And the Washington Commanders take a big blow to their offensive line as standout tackle Laramie Tunsil undergoing surgery to repair a torn triceps. Expected to miss significant time, could be the entirety of the season. Coming up on Sports 1440, it is the Frenzy with Hallie and Douglas. I'm Brendan Douglas at your Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440.